Hey everybody, I'm Ross Payton. Welcome to Role Playing Public Radio.
What reality are we in?
Hey, this is Ross Payton, the Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Shadowrun. Bridget is running the game. Please introduce the game, Bridget.
So we're playing a spooky, scary Halloween special version of Shadowrun. So, of course, I'm your best friend, Bridget. We did the other Shadowrun game, Moondredge Streets. So this is not a continuation of that. This is another one-shot. These are all new characters. So if we want to go ahead and start at the top of the list with Aaron, and you all just want to go down and introduce your characters.
This is Aaron, and I will be playing Minjul Golgon, so a troll mystic who was initially raised in one of the, the Neo-Buddhist temples. Going with the Shadowrun setting, he spent most of his life there, but decided that once he met somebody who he was highly attracted to and found the adventure, the call to adventure, he didn't really want to go back, so he took his mystical skills out on the road. So,
oh no, he's a Joseph Campbell character.
Yeah, be afraid. So,
Rob.
Yep, I guess Rob.
Hey, I'm Rob, and I'm playing Cassandra Stevens, who insists that her name is Cassandra Tsukue, and she is an elf whose parallel addictions to manga and body modification have taken her down a dark path.
Awesome.
She now tries to make ends meet as a street samurai because very little other than killing makes her feel alive.
Well, she's the perfect Shadowrunner then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey,
born to this work.
This is
would that make you a samuroid?
And I'm playing Steve Terrell, a former son of a Hypercorp elite family of the Ares Corporation. They lost all their money in some scandal I don't want to talk about, and so now I use my negotiation skills and good grooming to get better contracts for my fellow Shadowrunners.
So Ross, is the only thing that you have left of your family's fortune is a obscenely large pair of Coke bottle glasses?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm just imagining that robot that made fun of Elon Musk, like just that, but in Shadowrun. That's all your family got disgraced.
It's like, fuck you, kid. Like, damn it. Makers all over New Union. All right.
All right, Ivan, you're next.
Hey, Ivan. I am playing Emma, a human female who is a used to work corporate life. Now she doesn't like it anymore, so she decided to do private mercenary work. So she's kind of breach specialist, demolitions kind of character. It's like my second Shadowrun game, so I'm a little nervous.
You'll be fine. This is like Shadowrun Light.
Okay.
All right, Richard.
Hey, it's me, it's your boy Richard. I'm going to be playing Menachem Eliezer Godot, a Jewish elf hacker whom some people have taken to calling Laser, but he doesn't like that because that's just his middle name, but you just took out a syllable. Why would you do that? That's disrespectful. Anyways, that's who I am. And I prefer if you call me Goonkar, because that's a really cool, awesome online handle that I made for myself. You know? I'm just saying. Like, Laser's stupid. Why would you do that? It's dumb. Why? That's not my name. Don't call me Laser. But yeah, so I hack stuff because, fuck authority, man. Like, my parents tried to have authority on me, and I didn't like it because they were mean. And they didn't like that I was an elf. And I was like, fuck you, Dad. I'm going to go be a hacker.
All right, and Dario.
Hey everyone, I'm Dario. I'm back again from the first Shadowrun game. Happy to be here. And today I will be playing Yuki, get in the van, we're getting out of here, girl. She used to work for Lone Star, but got involved in some office politics that left her out on the street and had to turn to shadowrunning to make ends meet.
Excellent. That brings up another point. We're playing Shadowrun 4th edition, so Lone Star still holds the security contract in Seattle. So they'll be the police force for when you all inevitably get arrested.
What?
Well,
All right,
Okay.
so I hope you all are prepared to settle in for an extremely long introduction. So it's a cold autumn night, only 2 days from Halloween, and tonight you find yourself walking through the winding pathways on the campus of the University of Washington. The moon shines down from an empty sky, the deserted buildings and falling leaves leaving a haunted, lonely atmosphere to the evening. You're grateful to leave the chill of the outdoors for the inside of the East Asian Languages building, where you've been asked to meet to go over the prospects for a new job. You're surprised to find that you're meeting in the lecture hall with what appears to be a well-attended event. A stage has been constructed at the front of the classroom, turning the tiered seating lecture hall into more of a theater. You take a ticket in a program, filing in and filling a seat. Bemused, you wonder who exactly invited you and why. After a brief period, the doors finally close behind you, and the lights dim as a performer takes the stage. A slender Japanese woman, dressed in a kimono, takes the stage carrying a fan and a cloth. She kneels on a cushion and places the fan on the low-sitting table in front of her. It makes a loud clacking noise that echoes through the room. She bows very low over the table, and as she sits back up, her aloof expression has morphed into a wide, toothy grin. She speaks in a loud, clear voice. Thank you so much for taking the trouble to be here from a faraway place in a busy time in your lives. My name is Katsura Sunshine V, and I am a traditional Rakugo storyteller. Rakugo is a comedic storytelling tradition that originated in the Edo period in Japan. I turn my head slightly to the left, and I am playing one character. I turn my head slightly to my right, and I am playing a different character. And every story ends in a punchline like this. Seiji-san, we're going mountain climbing tomorrow, but I don't think you should climb too fast. Hey, you don't think I should climb too fast? Why do you say that? Well, if you peak too soon, it'll all be downhill from there. She pauses, bowing for applause. A very high-level joke. Still, it's very inexpensive to go mountain climbing these days. Very inexpensive to go mountain climbing? How much is it? A cent. She bows again to more applause and laughter. Her set continues in enjoyable fashion for half an hour, and you find yourself engrossed in a performance that is part educational program and part sitcom. That is, if one person were playing all the parts herself. You learn about Japanese cultural heritage, and you find yourself smiling at an almost kitschy style of humor. Just as you're about to question what this has to do with your job offer, however, Katsura-san's performance comes to a finish, and she addresses the crowd. Last of all, I would like to take a moment to thank the people who made this cultural exchange and my debut performance in Seattle possible. Would Golgan-san, TL-san, Skue-san, Emma-san, Hi-san, and Gato-san please stand? She motions for you all to stand and be recognized to loud applause. After you sit down again in bemused silence, she thanks the crowd again and leaves through a side door. As you start to file out with the rest of the crowd, a producer finds you and leads you to the library, where you find Katsura-san waiting, sitting at a table set for 6 other people. There are very old-looking, slightly dented teacups set in 6 places around the table with her, and you're welcome to sit wherever you like.
So there are no chairs, right? Just cushions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I look around and was like, are there any chairs we can sit on?
Oh my god,
No.
Laser, come on,
Don't-
just be polite.
Don't call me that. I told you not to call me that. Call me Gunkan.
Well, stop being so, gauche
I'll-
about this. Let's just sit down and enjoy the nice.
It's pronounced gauche.
What was that, Laser?
I sit down, grumbling.
I'll fold myself into the normal position. It's kind of like, it's easy if you have the right discipline.
These cushions are just sticky anyway. It's fine.
Oh
What
no.
does that even? They're not sticky. They're made out of cloth.
When you say they're sticky,
Sticky.
when you're sticky, Katsura-san faces you and bows and says something very quickly in a language you don't understand.
Can I understand what she says?
Yes, you do. She says that she's very happy to see a modern samurai in their midst.
I
I
wouldn't.
will smile.
I would not
and nod.
give
outer now.
the indents on the bridge of my nose increase. As I take my seat.
Just imagining a Marge Simpson grunt right there.
I only watched you, Jimbo, once.
She tells you as she grabs an old earthenware looking like bronze lacquer, like a bronze pot, like painted pot that has obviously tea in it. She pours tea for the six of you, and she says that in her family tradition, when you hire mercenaries to do a job for you, it's best to treat them to some civilized entertainment first, which is why she had you come watch her set. She'd like to offer you a job. She needs something recovered, and she's looking to pay very handsomely for it. She doesn't really want to give you too many details up front, but if that sounds interesting to you, she'd ask that you go ahead and take a sip of the tea.
Be very polite and take a sip of the tea.
I look awkward because I was already sipping it the moment it came down. I was like, oh. Oh no, she got me.
I will take some of the tea with the adherence to the tea ceremony appropriate to someone who's seen it twice on TV.
I'll very carefully take the cup and underhand and grasp it with my right hand and shift it a couple times, desperately trying to remember the last time I did this.
I have 10 dice in etiquette. Should I make a roll for that, or can I just
Sure.
Actually, all right.
If you want to make a roll in etiquette, you can maybe figure out the right way to do this.
All right.
Okay. Before I do that, too, just...
I needed a 5 or better, right, for a roll?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
All right.
That's what you look for.
Is one success good enough?
I also got one success.
I'll roll my 5 etiquette too to see if we can kind of combine our.
Sure.
Let's see.
It means you're remembering something.
What is the etiquette rolled with, attribute-wise?
You should have that skill on your sheet. They're all arranged alphabetically.
And
You
it
said
says
5 or,
And pool.
5 or 6s are successes.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
pool is
pool
the
is
number
what
of
you're
dice you're rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So 5 and 6s are successes on this again.
5 and 6s are successes.
One success, so like our combined powers. Increase.
You remember that you're supposed to do something with the cup. You're not sure what, but it's something about appreciating it. So you all do your best to sort of look at it a little bit before you start drinking it from it. But you know that it's supposed to all be swallowed in one go. Since it's a very small amount of tea, it's not really like something you sip. It's just kind of something you quaff.
Okay. Before I do the full drink, could I? Let's see. I don't have anything for at least trying to identify what kind of tea it is by smell. With it. Particularly just in case if it's something we're doing. Silly question. Could I do survival essentially with seeing if what I'm about to drink is possibly poisonous to me?
Sure, I'll let you roll that.
Okay. All right. So it's just smelling it, so I don't know. Let's see
the
if
Buddhist is secretly really paranoid, huh?
You've been around, so 1 6. One success.
No, it's just a chalky green tea that's slightly bitter.
Okay. So I will drink as formality as asked me to and put the cup down gently.
Okay. She drinks along with you, and then she inclines her head slightly. And she says, "Thank you all for accepting. This means a lot to me. I have to admit that the job I'm going to ask you to do is very personal in nature. What I would like you to do is recover some artifacts of cultural heritage. Although there is the presence of many Japanese zaibatsus in Seattle, they aren't interested in reclaiming our cultural heritage. Museums are a sort of ghoulish abattoir where a culture's dead are exhumed and displayed for entertainment, and that's something that I personally can't stand for. So the job I'm asking you to do is on Halloween night, there's going to be a benefit at the Seattle Art Museum. What I'd like you to do is while the party is going on, I'd like you to sneak in and steal some items that I have labeled as the items that I want. For every item that you get from me, she reaches into her robe and she pulls out a scroll and sets it on the table. You get the impression that it's a list of some kind. For every item that you get from me, I will pay you 5,000 new yen.
Okay. Wait, can I try a negotiation roll to try and get a little more money?
Yes, you can.
All right. I have 10 dice in that. I will roll again. Hey!
Ross is going to put on the charm.
I am.
Get us more money, Steve.
I got 3 successes on that, 3 5s. So that is a good sum. But have you seen the cost of living here? It's quite expensive to conduct business, and we might need additional supplies.
She bows to you and she says, "I'm sorry, Tyrell-san. How careless of me to forget the provision for your safety and well-being. I can offer you 6,000 new yen per item that you recover and bring back to me."
Oh, I find that a very encouraging number. How many items were there in total again?
She takes a scroll and spreads it out in front of you, and it's a list of 15 items. But unfortunately, it's written in Japanese.
If you pass that over, I can, help. I can read.
I pass it over to Yuki.
Okay.
I mean, we could just use Google Translate, and we can just pop that up really quick. I'm sure it's just as accurate.
Especially for Japanese. So the list is kind of generic, and in that it doesn't specifically name the items it wants. It more like obliquely refers to the things that she's looking for, probably in case someone else found the list. Like, she wouldn't want them to know exactly what she's trying to steal. So the first two...
Sorry,
it's not the most basic descriptions.
Sorry, you were saying...
like vase, white, blue etchings, like mirror, gold inlay.
Not even that. Like the first item says the Black Guardian. The second item says the Red Guardian.
The
third item is the Daimyo's Honor.
Oh, okay.
So do you tell us that?
Yeah, I'm reading out the list out loud.
Oh,
okay. One of these better not be like the concept of friendship or something, or else I'm out.
Well, those sound like the titles of paintings or fine art artifacts. That I'm sure.
Yeah.
I assume they're little placards near each item that list their actual title.
Yes. She says that all of the items she wants are not currently being displayed. So they'll be kept in storage, and their storage boxes will be marked for you by an agent she's already sent ahead.
Oh.
So she's like, this list is for your reference. I don't want prying eyes to be able to understand what you're up to. Mm-hmm. So this is more like housekeeping for you so that you can be sure to get everything I want.
Katsura-san, what kind of opposition can we expect to face?
She says that that's not something that she's well versed in. After all, she's just an entertainer. But if you'd like, since Halloween is in 2 days, you'll have tomorrow to do legwork. She can set you up with a meeting with the curator, who can show you around the museum. And you'll be able to get a lot of information out of him, probably, because she's on very good terms with him. So if she sets you up as her friends, it's likely that in conversation you can get him to let slip the details on how things are being protected.
I will incline my head to her. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna just do a quick matrix search on this lady just to see if I can find out anything interesting about her.
Sure thing.
So let me see. Where's my...
Oh, the hacker's using real dice instead of virtual dice. Yeah.
That's right. I'm not a savage. Wait.
It's not a pure algorithm, so you're not really doing it.
Exactly. Really? That's all I got? I got 2 successes.
Yeah, Katsura Sunshine the Fifth is a Rakugo performer from the Katsura School. This is a special branch of the Katsura School of Performance that's usually deals in like public education about Japanese culture. So for like the last 100 years, they've been well known for promoting Japanese art, especially like Edo period art, like ukiyo-e and things like that. So it's kind of
Seems
a
like
point
a
of pride
very
that,
upstanding citizen then.
it's kind of a point of pride that anyone who gets the Sunshine title usually comes to Seattle at some point in their career. But it's not the main. This isn't like the historical, like traditional, like main style of the Katsura. This is like a secondary title that was started early 2000s.
Okay. I just make a note of that, and then I just kind of keep browsing while everyone else does their talky thing.
So we need to meet with the curator or this inside agent, right, to get the.
You won't be able to meet with the inside agent.
Okay.
She's like, in order to decrease visibility.
Okay.
Between the two groups. It's like for your own protection that you can't meet with the third party, but you can meet with the curator.
Okay. All right. So we need to meet with the curator to find out about the security. And where do we need to deliver these to? Like, how far away from the museum or the site are we? Where are we putting them?
There's a warehouse at the Puget Sound Harbor, which is over by SeaTac, where she'll want to meet either in the evening or early morning on Halloween.
Okay.
So like basically like Halloween night or into November 1st. With whatever you have, you can meet up at the warehouse where she can offload it, and she'll have money waiting for you there to exchange for the items.
Okay, so she'll want to inspect it herself before.
Yes, she'll want to authenticate all of the items.
Okay.
Obviously, she needs them whole and undamaged because there's a very important cultural artifacts. Okay. So if something gets scuffed up in, say, fighting, that's not going to be good.
Okay. Are these? Do you know if these items are already in like secure containers, or are we going to have to get some sort of, armored case or something like for these things?
She says they're in storage, so they'll likely be in like wooden containers packed with a kind of synthetic straw material.
Okay.
Like if you've ever watched any movie where they like are stealing things from a museum, like that like straw stuff that's in, like
it belongs
that's
in a museum warehouse.
This is the National Treasure Seattle version.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Are there any other requirements for this job?
She says yes, there is one thing. It's a point of pride in her family that when they've hired Ronin, they're not ones to engage in violence to achieve their means. So she'd ask that you refrain from spilling blood during your mission.
Okay. We will.
I cast a side eye to the street samurai.
Yeah, we can certainly focus on non-lethal measures, and ideally they don't even know we're there until we're long gone.
She inclines her head. You think of everything, Tyrell-san.
And in case of other ones, we always also remember that bruising just brings blood to the surface, not spills it technically.
Oh, that's a shame.
I just look at him. What?
Well, I mean,
I just mouth that. I don't say it out
She
loud.
politely at you, but the way that she doesn't say anything leaves you an interpretation that that's something she'd probably frown on.
yeah.
But she doesn't explicitly tell you no.
We won't kill them. We'll just beat them up. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what else doesn't?
I'm all about the loopholes. So
electrifying them.
If you beat two people half to death, is that the same as killing someone?
See, that's the kind of thing I was meditating on in the temples.
Wait,
so.
is this scenario a trolley problem?
Oh god! I don't know if you watched The Good Place, but they literally had an episode about the trolley problem. It was hilarious.
They did. It was great.
What's the trolley problem?
If you're at the tracks and there's a runaway trolley, and on one track there's one person being
Oh, okay,
killed,
okay.
and there's like 5 people being killed, but they're like,
No.
yeah.
This adventure is more like that problem where you need to take a boat across the river,
Oh
but
yeah,
you can't leave the fox with the hen, and you
Yeah,
can't leave
Ah.
the cat.
Oh
with...
no, Cassandra's the fox, isn't she?
So if we
Although,
just muzzle Cassandra.
She solves her problems the one way, you guys.
Although I think we could probably still solve this like the trolley problem, which would be multi-track drifting,
Yay!
which would be in line with Shadowrun as far as I understand. So
Hearts on fire.
Do you have any more questions for Katsura-san?
Are any of these artifacts potentially dangerous? I mean, if they're I don't want to say cursed, but if they're magically active or something like that, that could pose a complication in securing them or transporting them.
She puts a hand to her mouth to cover a very small laugh and says, "They are no more dangerous than the spirits they possess."
Wait, what?
What? What?
So we don't have to worry about, transporting them. We'll be fine. Like there's nothing, is what you're saying, right?
She smiles and nods.
Okay. I am an optimist. It'll be fine, guys. Okay, that's all I wanted.
You should have asked for more money.
Ask for more money. I gotta
More money.
You can't just keep doing
Well, you have to remember, it's what is it? It's 15 items. At 6,000 new yen a pop, you're going to be getting paid almost 100,000 new yen for this job if you get everything.
Yeah. So
That's enough to fully augment a character into like a cyber ninja. So
yeah, who wanted?
Well, I have always wanted to be a ninja.
Yeah, Laser, this is your chance.
My name's not Laser.
All right. So, I thank her profusely for this opportunity. We will honor her wishes and secure the items.
I wiggle my cup. Is it impolite to ask for seconds? It's been a long day. I haven't had anything to drink, and I'm getting like a caffeine fix here. I need something.
she does.
I wanted to go by Pike Place to get coffee, but they wouldn't let me.
That's your one. That's your one.
I had to do it once.
But she gives you a sweet before you leave. It's a little bit of sugar and mochi that has been formed into a little ball, and then the inside is a sweet red bean paste.
Ooh.
You're all welcome to one before you leave.
Oh, those are
This
so
is
good.
amazing.
yeah, those are actually really good. So
Well, I
I
trust
miss
her
home.
implicitly. So,
All right, so everybody drinks the tea and everybody eats the sweets, and then you're all on your way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's not enough time left in this night to be able to do any legwork, so you'll have to start doing legwork tomorrow.
Okay.
So where do you want to start? Do you want to start asking your contacts for favors? Like, do they know anything about the museum, or do you want to just go to the museum?
I'll go to the museum and just kind of look at. Well, me and the security specialist should do that, and then the hacker should see if he can get blueprints and all that crap.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have a librarian contact, so I may be able to talk to them about what's it's like if they have any connections to this particular museum.
Well, Aaron, you might actually want to go there physically yourself just to see if there's any magical security that we need to worry about.
I was also going to suggest that too. So
Yeah.
The other thing you have to be aware about is that you're just meeting with the museum curator.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be able to tell you a lot about the museum and the exhibits it contains, but if you want to know specifically about security, you're going to need a reason to ask him about security.
Is the storage site even? Is it part of the museum building, or is it a separate? Is it a separate site? I mean,
for what? Sorry, what?
The storage where the items actually are. I was assuming
The storage is as the same building as the
it's
museum.
same building. Okay. So yeah, we need to figure out where that is and how to get into it. So I'll just go.
So why don't yeah, Ross, why don't you go in, you can meet with the museum guy and all that stuff, and then maybe we can have a couple people go outside to, look around the building, see where the back is, maybe where they get the deliveries and whatnot, because that's probably would be towards where they have the storage for all the stuff that's not currently on display. And then I can talk to my contacts and stuff.
Actually, I thought I'll talk to I have an art history professor contact, so actually I'll talk to him about the museum's reputation for, theft and whatnot, because I'm sure in the art world that there's the museums frequently cover up the theft and shit like that.
Okay.
But that's so I'll talk to my contact first, actually. So
all right. The first role I actually want to ask for is Laser. If you can go ahead and make a browse roll,
Sure.
to look up blueprints, publicly available blueprints of the museum.
Not a problem. Data search is 9. 1, 2, 7, 9.
Could having a contact in Industrial Construction Corp get something on it?
Yeah, could.
Okay.
Ooh, I roll very well. I got 5 hits.
Okay. Unfortunately, detailed blueprints are not something that
Publicly
you can really
available?
pull off the net, which is kind of weird
Right.
because there's a lot of Seattle buildings, especially downtown, where the blueprints are fully available. So it's slightly odd that something as innocuous as a art museum doesn't have just full publicly available blueprints. But you do get a list of the main floors that have the viewing galleries and things like that, which I have
Right.
uploaded to the Discord for your viewing pleasure.
AKA, I sent to everyone on their comm links.
ooh,
The subject method, the subject heading is just that thing we're doing.
Yeah, and Ivan, if you want to go ahead and roll your architecture.
Ivan has architecture. Oh man,
You were robbed, Ross.
I was.
He's not going to do quotes for you, Ross.
So the pool, my pool, it says pool 5, so that's 5d6.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, here we go. 2 5s.
Okay. Well, it's a standalone building, so it's not like there's anything on top of the art museum. But you notice that from the inclusion of elevator shafts, that they would probably have some kind of vent on the roof. Also, if they have storage on site, keeping things temperature controlled might be important for museum, and you'd also find vents for that, likely somewhere on the roof.
Okay.
So that's one possible method of either entry or exit for y'all.
How hard would it be for us to get a helicopter?
Depends on how much money you have.
Well, wait. Are there any buildings near it that are
Adjacent to it.
at least as tall as it? So
Yes.
or preferably taller. So
The block it's on, it's right up against 3 other buildings. It's like the corner of a block of buildings.
Okay.
They're all similar in height.
okay. Does it say on this map what floor the storage is?
It does not.
Okay.
Also, Ross, you said you wanted to talk to your
Art history.
professor.
Yep.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll contact plus contact?
Let's see here. My contacts is wait, what skill?
The rating of the contact, not its loyalty, but the other number. You just roll it twice. Yeah, roll connection twice.
You basically double that and roll it. That's how you do
okay.
contact.
That's only 4, so because my connection is 2. No, nothing.
Nothing.
It's a connection 2, so it's not my best connection.
He's like, the Sam. Why do you want to go to the Sam? Why don't you go to the Met or something if you want to see some real art?
Oh God!
Dang it! All right.
You must be a modern art professor.
Well, I do have, in lieu of that, my librarian contact is 4, so I may have a better shot on that one.
Sure.
All right, let's see if they are able to. Yes, 3 successes.
And what was the exact question you're asking?
Primarily, any information. I was asking her about the warehouse specifically, that how they are to like where they would store things to keep them protected, kind of keeping it as innocuous as possible.
Yeah.
So from that to like, how do they store things? How would you preserve an artifact? What kind of protection would you do to make sure that it's protected from any other people or elements?
Mm-hmm. She has a couple of friends who are curators, and so she knows that in one of the sub basements is where they keep the storage. Everything's like temperature controlled because again, this is like really old stuff,
Okay.
so it's important that it stays well preserved. So somewhere in the basement somewhere.
Okay.
Is that the bottom floor listed on the map, or is that
No,
the
that
first
is
floor?
the.
Okay. So we don't.
It's built on a hill, so technically the second floor and the first floor are both the ground floor.
Okay. Yeah. Dang hills with their, slope. I don't know.
I think that's offensive.
I was talking the angle of it. All right, so the angle.
So it's a possibility that one of the elevators we're seeing on a lower level possibly has another connection or is more frayed.
Yeah, because the thing is, even if we get on the roof, get in through the roof, getting the artifacts off the roof would be really hard. So we should think of a way to exit through the gift shop, essentially.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. All right. So while they're figuring that out, I'd like to get in contact with my spider contact to see about the matrix security that this place has.
Sure.
Roll my contact, and I got a bunch of nothing because he's only rating 2. So no, he apparently doesn't know anything.
Museums.
Yeah, come on, Goopty. You put the things in them.
Those things in Indiana Jones. Those are real.
Oh my God, Goopty, you are killing me here. You know what? Never mind. I'll just.
You call him Goopty. How do you expect him he's going to react?
I don't know. I just thought he'd know something. He does this for a living. Just not with museums.
Is there any other contacts you want to ask before you all physically go down to the museum?
I have a newspaper reporter contact who I can only assume I have desperately tried to set up a Peter Parker thing with, where he takes pictures of me being heroic. I suppose I could ask if there's been anything interesting or significant happening in the premises of this museum that might indicate some useful information to us. I don't know him that well, but I can drop him a line.
Sure.
Oh, wait, who's handling the security for the museum? Do we know that yet?
You do not know that yet.
Okay.
I can ask him that as well. I have 2 successes.
Okay. So for your first piece of information, actually, museums in general were very well known about 10 years after the first Ark crash. Museums were hit all the time. People were looting all kinds of stuff. It was like a big deal. And it wasn't necessarily like one group or even like one city. Like once people realized that historical artifacts probably carried some kind of like latent magical power, control over artifacts in museums suddenly became very important. People were like buying and selling them. People were trying to steal them. So naturally, museums now are extremely heavily guarded.
Okay. So
and
that's probably going to be for both mystical and technological attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So with it,
Oti.
So, and actually, just a question for the character on this. So, looking through some of the skills, if I were to would a sensing roll actually identify mystical traps or precautions if I were to go in there?
Yeah, sensing will let you know if like things are giving off magical auras or if like magic is coming from somewhere.
Okay, so if we were to go into the museum and look and utilize that skill, I would be able to more or less accurately see if there is a trap waiting for us if it's mystical in nature.
And as a practiced magician, you know that there will probably be a lot of blocks set in place because when you use magic, it's basically like putting a big beacon on the astral plane, and there are a lot of creatures that feed on magic. So something that's well protected by magic would by nature have a lot of concealment on it in order to prevent, things that can see magic coming to the museum to feast on it.
Okay.
So that's a really long way of saying if there are magical traps, it may be difficult to find them.
Okay.
But you can still try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We can make the attempt. But
you can always try it. Just it's always possible that there might be more there than you're capable of seeing.
Okay.
No worries. So I'm feeling pretty good. I have a sensing of 10, so
that's good. All right, I'm gonna also contact my blogger contact, and I just want to see if she knows anything about our Ms. Johnson here, and maybe any connections to artifacts or whatnot. I'm just kind of curious at this point, and I get 2 hits with her.
Oh yeah, she's a huge fan of Sunshine. She loves the series that they were broadcasting on the Corp networks for a while, because she got really big into painting and kabuki and stuff. She always thought it was interesting that Katsura's stylized look with the really flashy kimonos and the bleached blonde hair.
Okay.
That's slightly incongruous with the dark-haired woman you met last night.
Huh. That's interesting. So she dyed her hair normally?
Normally she keeps her hair bleached a bright yellow blonde.
That's very interesting. Does she know any rumors or anything about her that are going around?
No, just that she's really excited to come to Seattle for her debut performance.
Okay.
Debut performance in Seattle, not debut performance, I should say.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I'm gonna make a mental note of that. Okay, I thank her.
All right,
and that's all I got.
Yeah, none of my contacts. I have Fixer and Mr. Johnson as a contacts, but I don't think they're gonna really. I mean, they'll help us get stuff that we need for the job, but I don't know what they would be able to tell us about the thing. If once we find out who the security is, I could ask my Lone Star enforcer, unless it is Lone Star. I don't think, hey, tell me about that place.
Hey. Yeah. Look, just do him a favor and send him some new yen. You'd be surprised how
his
how
loyalty
much that
is a
would work out for
one.
us.
So I'm not.
So tell him we're gonna rob the place in a couple months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but if it's Lone Star's rival that's guarding it, then he can be like, yeah, no, fuck those guys.
Get in there, dude. Have fun.
Yuki has a security company's skill.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll that if you wanted to see if you know about whether or not Lone Star has any contracts on this kind of place.
Okay.
Also, I guess I forgot to ask: is this a public museum or is this a privately funded museum?
Public museum.
Okay.
Its collection is mostly private donations.
Okay.
But it's open to the public. You just pay a small fee or whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay.
My securities company's skill is it looks like it's specifically for Lone Star. Is that okay?
Well, it's 7,9. So if you're just rolling for a securities company in general, you have a pool of 7. But if you're rolling to know something about Lone Star, you roll 9.
Oh, okay, cool.
Same thing with security design and security tactics.
Okay. All right. 3 successes.
Okay. You know that Lone Star actually does manage all the important security contracts in Seattle, and that includes buildings such as the Seattle Art Museum. But you know that it's not regular uniformed officers. They have a special wing that's dedicated to defending places of interests like that.
Okay.
If you want to roll your security tactics, you could make an educated guess as to what that probably is.
Okay. That is 8 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that is actually. Is a glitch more than half or half?
More than half or once.
More than half or once. Then no, that's just no successes.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't know. I mean, once we go there, they'll probably have guards wearing the uniform. So
yeah, and you'll be able to learn some things there that will help you
All right.
figure things out. So are you do you want to do anything else, or you want to go to the?
I am out of things to do, I think. So
You want to start your
ready to go?
Thomas Crown affair?
Sure. Sure to go out just like that.
Actually, I would like to, at least for the legwork phase, have my van with my chop shop buddy, in case, like, during our little roundabout legwork, if I want to have any modifications done during that time, I can decide to have it
Sure.
done at that time. Cool.
Yeah, he'll keep an appointment slot open for you.
Cool.
All right. So who all is going to the museum?
Let's all
I'm
to the
going.
museum.
I will be going.
I'll go with him.
Do you all just want to go?
Going.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just all go. We'll make a day out of it, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making sure to have my like large rim glasses and like pull up my hair. No one needs to recognize me. Nope.
It's the night before Halloween, and downtown parking is still 150 new yen too much. At least the Seattle Art Museum, or at least at the Seattle Art Museum, the Emerald Green Metroplex AR is less garish than in the rest of the city, dialed back to an almost pleasantly blue tone. It's much more soothing, which helps put you at ease. The stress of planning an elaborate heist in just one day is starting to fray at your nerves. So you've got to remember to cover the basics, entrances, exits, security, and maybe a little more information about that benefit that's supposed to be happening tomorrow night. So who all is planning on meeting with the curator?
Definitely me.
Okay.
Me too.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go too.
Okay.
Because I have an idea.
So the rest of you can wander around the exhibit floors if you want. Meanwhile, Yuki, Steve, and Minakan are going to go ahead and meet with Steve Jeffries, who's the current.
God, there's two of them now.
Who's the current curator at the museum. He's very enthusiastic to greet you. He always loves showing people around the museum. He's like, "Hey, so I heard you wanted a special tour of our exhibits."
Yeah, I did. Out of character, remind me, dude. Is he in on this job, or is he just like just
No, he's if anything, he's technically the enemy because he's the museum curator, and you're going to attempt to steal everything from him.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if he was allied with the inside agent or not. All right.
No,
yeah,
you don't know. You don't know who the third party is.
Okay.
Shank him in the kidney.
Yeah. Con is basically the lying skill, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was told that, so I'm going to use that and basically like, hey, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to the seeing the stuff that the public can't see yet. I was really, the behind the scenes stuff. I'm really into that. The whole workshop thing. I'm kind of a artist myself. I do sculpture, and I'm just really excited. So I'm trying to yeah, we're totally going to the storage. You're going to show us all the cool stuff in the storage areas and things.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your con.
I have 10 dice in that, so please let me get.
Let you lie through your teeth.
I do. Let's see here. I get. Sixes only explode when you use edge, right?
Sixes only explode when you use edge.
All right. 2 successes, but they're sixes. But yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, of course. Naturally, I can't show you everything in this sub-basement, but we're really excited to be setting up a new exhibit soon, so I guess I could give you a taste of what things are going to be.
Yeah.
So he's like, do you want to start with the exhibits up here? Like, do you want to maybe tour our European art? We've got some great pieces in from Germany lately.
Yeah. You show me, and I pepper my talk with a lot of, like, I actually do have artisan sculpture at 9 dice, so I will be throwing in artistic terms, and to make, that I'm a true connoisseur of the arts.
Yeah, so while these two nerds are talking, I want to scan and see if the curator has his comlink on him.
Yeah, of course he does. You can see it in his ear.
Okay, then I am going to hack into his comlink.
Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you're a dork, Ross. That's why.
Whoa. Calm down, Lizard.
God damn it. All right. Hacking on the fly. Got a bonus for that. 2 successes.
Okay. So it's really easy to pull it up in the list of devices. So you're connected to it. But you notice that it is being guarded by one piece of ice. So if you want to go any further to try and attempt to do anything to it, you're going to have to deal with it.
I'm feeling bold. I am Leet Hacksaw Man. I will try to disable the ice so I can get into the device.
Okay, do you want to try and sneak past this, or do you want to overcome the ice?
I'm going to try and sneak past it at first. I don't want to trigger any alarms.
Okay, so you want to try and get past it without rezzing it, so go ahead and roll for that.
Let's see. Do I have anything else that will help do that? I do have a stealth program, too, as well, at rating 5. So that should make it harder for it to detect me. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. Unfortunately, this is a very sophisticated piece of ice, so it does res. If you want to do anything more, you're going to have to overcome it. You can't sneak past it anymore. But you were clever enough that it doesn't currently recognize you as a threat. So if you want to go ahead and try and brute force your way past it, that's okay. You recognize this as what's called a race loop. Essentially, when you interact with it and trigger it, it loops your communications into an endless series of distributed denial of service, except it would attack your brain directly. So you're going to take some sonic damage if you're not very careful with dealing with this, because your comlink is implanted into your head.
Right.
So what kind of program? What kind of program do you have?
Feedback filter. I'll be fine.
What kind of program do you have that you think would overcome a feedback loop?
Feedback. Let me think. I'm trying to see what else I have here.
Well, it is totally okay to make up a program.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just want to see how to do this. You know what? If it's trying to feed information to me, I'm just going to give it information in the form of a data bomb. So when it tries to feed me that information, it just explodes in its face.
Okay.
And hopefully crashes it. And then I don't have to worry about it.
So you're going to overload it by turning its trick on itself.
Yeah, if it's trying to overwhelm me with information it's getting from my own comlink, I'm just going to hit it right back. And I got 4 successes.
Okay, that is enough. You successfully flood it with too much information, and it's too busy dealing with that to do anything to you as you get around it and gain control of his comlink.
Yeah! All right. So I want to see his security permissions, and I want to check all his email.
Okay. He's got an email from what you can only assume is Katsura Sunshine, letting him know that you're going to be here today and that he's supposed to show you around.
Right.
He's also got emails on upkeep of the museum. So payments paid to people like delivering heavy boxes, payments paid to the security team, payments paid to the guard team.
Oh, and what payroll are they on? Who
who's the security contractor?
There's 2 contracts. The security team contract is to Lone Star, and the guard contract is locally to the building itself.
Okay.
So they hire their own guys too, their own people.
Well, the building security is a private contractor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the building security is a private contractor that's specifically for the Seattle Art Museum, whereas the security contract is out to Lone Star, and you don't actually notice a physical presence for them just coming in the doors. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's a group that's off-site. You're not really sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I would guess it's probably just like patrols, or like if there's a 911 call, Lone Star's the one that's going to come.
Yeah.
As far as security clearance goes, he doesn't actually have anything for the guard room, but you notice that there's a long list of elevators for which he has clearance to, including for overriding the normal air elevators, the service elevators in the eastern side of the building, which are the very large elevators used for, you assume, moving art up and down, and also the staff-only elevators.
Okay, staff.
So we know.
I'm making a note of all this. Yeah, I'm taking all his security credentials to spoof, so that'll make it easier for us to get around later.
Right.
But you said otherwise he doesn't have like any access to like if the alarms go off, he can't turn them off or anything like that.
No, you don't see that on his comm link.
Okay. Let me think. Is there anything else that would be worth doing? No, I guess that's all the necessary information we need out of that. So yeah, I don't know. I'll sign him up for some websites to give him some spam emails later because I think it's funny, and then I'll log out of his comm link.
Okay. So I've already forgotten. I'm sorry, but did you want the tour of the normal parts of the museum, and then you want to try and go down to the
I don't want to make a beeline straight for that. I don't want to make it suspicious, like
okay,
because I really want to know everything about the museum. So
okay.
Well, I'm just like, so what's the most valuable thing in here, anyways?
Well, he says, well, many of our pieces are priceless, as I'm sure connoisseurs like you already know.
Oh, of course.
As I'm scratching my ears.
Yes. Oh, I see you have a Rodin here, It's not the monster. Shut up about that.
You mean the two-headed dragon thing? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that's King Ghidorah, isn't it?
God.
So the first thing to know is that the ground floor doesn't really have, and by ground floor I mean the first floor ground floor, not the second floor ground floor. The first floor ground floor has a shop and a restaurant. The restaurant is what's going to be serving food for the party. The actual party, he expects that everybody will want to wander around and look at art and then take pleasure in the enjoyment of culture during the party. So food will actually be ferried to the different floors by staff elevators. So the first floor is gift shop, restaurant. Second floor is ticketing, and it's kind of like meeting rooms for discussing with people who want to set up new exhibits, or for educational areas for student groups and things like that. The second floor has two sections. There you have the European art display, which is again his pieces from Germany and Italy that he's really proud to show off.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. No, never mind. Norman.
Okay.
Norman.
And then the fourth floor has two different displays. In the gray area, they have local Pacific tribes art. So that includes a lot of ceremonial masks, a lot of carved canoes, that sort of thing. And then it also includes the East Asian display, which has various decorative, informal, and informative Buddhist texts. There's a lot of ukiyo-e. There's a lot of silk screens up there. Of course, there's dings. So it's not necessarily specific to one country in Asia. So it's broken up into sections. You've got an India exhibit, you have a China exhibit, and a Japanese exhibit.
Okay.
All I know is when we're going through the Pacific tribes art there, I see something like, hey, isn't that like a fancy version of that cartoon mascot that Khan had the other month? You remember? It had that big dancing dolphin and all that. It was really weird looking. I thought it was funny.
Wait,
it looks just like Olympic mascot.
that one con with the massacre and the explosions and the cars.
Well, I went to this one website actually, and it says that it was all just a conspiracy and that Lone Star tried to cover it up. It's really interesting stuff. I'll send it to you. Hold on.
Or you could not. It's fine.
Okay.
References.
Yep.
So when you're up in the East Asia exhibit, do you all want to go ahead and make some perception checks?
Gladly.
I will
have
try
good perception,
to
actually.
perceive things. And
Is this visual or audio?
Visual.
Visual?
Okay.
Okey-doke.
I have one.
hey, I actually got this.
I did too.
I have two.
I got a rock.
Okay. There's nothing special up here, and that's what you're actually supposed to be noticing. Is you don't see anything that would indicate any of the items up here are marked. So definitely everything you want hasn't been displayed yet.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is it possible for me to go ahead and do an sensing roll to see about magical defenses or
You sure can.
anything? All right. That I can do.
Roll good. Roll good.
I have 10 dice, so...
Roll good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks random.org. That'd be one success. So.
God damn it.
Some of the objects up in here have like very faint magical presence, and you can tell that these are mostly coming off of objects that would have been used as part of burial rituals. Okay. So you can assume that it's like the leftover energy of it having been used for a sacred purpose. But as far as like looking for any like magical traps on the displays or anything, you don't see anything.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's possible, as we traverse the building, using my knowledge of how infiltration works and/or my military knowledge to look at the shape logistically that a force response would take in this place if there were an emergency, so that if things go tits up, I understand what to expect from where, and
what
also where the
be.
sickest parkour could be done as well.
Thank you for that. That was good.
Okay. You want to go ahead and roll your knowledge military?
Sure thing. That's going to be 2 successes on a very bad roll.
Well, the specifics of this kind of thing is probably something more that Yuki would know specifics on, but you can just guess that since the main entrance here is on that like second floor, first floor area where they meet, that's likely where any first responders would come in. They could also probably land on the roof if they wanted, because you could just have like a police helicopter show up. And then likely the first thing they would attempt to do is secure the escalators and the elevators, because those are the main methods of travel between areas.
Okay. All right.
Now,
I'll,
are there
pass that along to the group.
Are there vid cameras and stuff set up around here?
Mm-hmm.
Am I detecting any matrix signals from them, or does it seem like they're all hardwired and not wireless?
They are all hardwired.
Gotcha. Makes sense, but I thought I'd check.
Also, Yuki, if you want to go ahead and make a security design roll.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. As far as like guards in the building, you notice that there's a couple like uniformed people on every floor. It looks like there's about 2 per floor, and they sort of wander between the exhibits, mostly checking to make sure that people aren't touching things, but you assume that at night there probably will be somebody similar, and especially during the party you'll likely see these people wandering around the floors when you're trying to do your heist. You also figure that the elevators are probably the main method of moving around for all staff, so that includes like tour guides, that includes the curation staff, but that will also include guards. If a guard wants to go somewhere, he'll probably use the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing is that fairly certain that you can see the telltale red hue of motion sensors, both on the little archways for the elevators, but also on the glass display cases themselves and in front of like freestanding art.
Mm-hmm.
So at night, more of those probably turn on. So that's probably something that you'll also want to deal with once you can figure out where they're hardwired into.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Would I be able to roll matrix security now, or do I need to be able to access the system, do you think, to use that?
It was hard.
Oh, to fiddle with the...
Well, this is just a knowledge skill, just to see
Sure.
what I would know of matrix security.
Yeah.
How they probably have it set up. Let me see what I get. 1, 2... Damn, I'm only getting 2 successes today on everything. Yeah, all I got 2 hits.
So you figure that likely to prevent tampering, they've got to have a room somewhere, probably where the guards hole up, where they have somebody who just keeps control of these devices.
Mm-hmm.
But likely, since they have some kind of outside security contract, you can put 2 and 2 together. That information is probably somehow being fed off-site as well. So if you do some tampering, you're going to want to make sure that you don't tip anyone off outside, or they may send some stronger response than just a bunch of guards.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the first thing he does is now that he's shown you all the normal I'm talking about Steve Jeffries here. Now that he's shown you all the normal floors, he takes you back to one of the staff elevators, and he takes you down to the first sub-basement. And the first sub-basement, he doesn't show you very much of it. It's just that this is where this elevator stops. There's an elevator all on its own to go down to sub-basement 2. The normal staff elevators go from sub-basement 1 all the way up to the roof. So in sub-basement 1, you see that there's a security checkpoint. It looks like some kind of guardhouse, and it overlooks 2 important things. There's a very large hallway with a set of big shuttered gated doors, and you assume that leads to the alleyway behind the building. So likely when they get art and stuff, it probably comes in through this kind of like loading dock area. Because that little hallway is extremely large. Like you could back a semi truck up into here and it would still fit. So likely when they're bringing new pieces in, like especially like really big things like a sarcophagus or something, like this is where they take them in. And then the other thing the guard place overlooks is the 2 staff elevators, the normal sub-basement to roof 1 and also the one to sub-basement 2. So anybody doing any kind of traffic into anything important, this guard station is going to overlook.
Okay.
Yeah.
How hardened is the guard station? Is it just like a little booth, like a toll gate or something like that, or is it like a little, bunker with armored doors and everything? Like how?
There is a booth portion with what you can assume is bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
And so that's just for like the normal everyday operation of like sign here, please go through the metal detector, please leave any, that kind of thing. But it's also attached to a larger room, and you assume that's where the guards either take their breaks, where they get ready for work, and probably where they coordinate from.
Okay.
So if there's going to be a hardline access to the Matrix, it's going to be in that area somewhere.
Right in there. Yep.
For the security.
So if we can get the hacker in there, he can take over the system if he.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where playtime would be.
This is probably a dumb question, but did anybody bring any guns to the museum?
No.
No. We assume that was left.
So, the guard comes out of the booth with a wand, like a metal detecting wand, to make sure that you're not carrying anything that you could use to shoot somebody before they'll let you get to the elevator to the sub-basement 2. But he also has another thing that's more literally a wand, like it looks like some kind of divining stick. And he waves it over all of you to make sure that you're not carrying, say, fetish gear. And by fetish, I mean magical fetish, not like you're covered in leather.
I'm covered then, all right.
So I had a question on that. Is it possible for me to roll magic theory to see how you would possibly fool or bypass one of those?
Sure.
Okay. 9. Okay, that actually did a little better. That's at least 3 successes. So.
You've got 2 major theories for how you could get past that particular wand.
Okay.
The first one is you could just get any kind of magic dampening spell, anything that makes something magical look non-magical.
Okay.
That's fairly trivial, but you'd need to do really well in crafting it, probably, to fool something like a security detector designed to detect that kind of thing. The other thing you could do is overload it. Which would be to target it with a magical effect that is so strong that it detects everything as magical, even if it's not, and that would make it worthless for detecting magic.
Okay, so as a question, if I were to use one of my manipulation spells specifically for light and pointed it and directed it at that to overload it, could that work? Essentially, just make it sense that bright one to fool it.
Yeah, it would be a little difficult because that's not the intended use of that magic. But yeah, you're pretty sure you could figure out a way to make it work.
Okay, so alrighty then.
Just cast Mana Bolt on it. Mana Bolt.
I do see that, but I'm trying to go a little bit more subtle. If
you only have Mana Bolt, everything looks like something that can be
Exactly.
With mana bolts.
With a mana bolt.
That doesn't seem like that's very subtle.
That's not
Well, keep in mind too, like in Shadowrun, there's a thing that's both like obvious spells, and if a spell is not obvious, that means when you're doing it, no one who isn't magical can see it. So like they'll just see you waving your hands and something happens, and they won't get that you're actually doing magic. It kind of makes you think of magical combat in a different way when you realize that two guys shooting mana bolts over each other are literally just like kids pretending to Hadouken each other, and then one of them actually falls down unconscious.
Missed that top.
Billy?
Okay.
Billy,
So
get
now
up!
that you've all been cleared, he takes you into the sub-basement 2 elevator, which obviously takes you down to sub-basement 2. And when it opens it... Yeah?
Was there? Did we see any of the items that we were looking for? Like any containers with numbers on them that stuck out to us, or is everything stored on sub-basement 2?
Everything's stored on sub-basement 2.
Okay. So this is
Sub-basement 1 is just access and guardhouse.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
And just to point out for you, I have a photographic memory, so I'll be able to remember all the stuff that I'm seeing down here.
Okay.
So,
All right, so sub-basement 2, you go down into it, and it's basically like a large warehouse room with boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. There are a couple things that are like large enough that they're not sitting in crates because they're busy unpacking them so that they can actually go store them. The thing that stands out most is 2 gigantic 20-foot tall statues of what looks like almost demonic looking warriors. They like flank the entrance to this storage room as you go in, because this is probably what they're working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're huge. They're very intricately carved. One of them is red, and he has his mouth open in like a kind of like a snarl or scream, and hands raised as though he's in the process of bending down to pulverize you. The other one's mouth is very tight. It's in a grimace, like someone who is in the process of dying. And that sculpture is painted pure black. They're both masterworks of carving, but they're huge and extremely impressive. If you want to go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
I just lean over to Steve. I hope that's not what we're here to steal.
That's almost certainly what we're here to steal.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Okay. You notice that there are little AR tags, just like little chips kind of glinting at the bottom base of these statues. And when you attempt to access them, those 2 items and 13 other boxes light up on your AR display and only your guys' AR displays.
Ah.
Clever.
Someone marked everything for us. Okay.
Okay. How tall were those statues again?
20 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
And they're not on like. Are they like even on like a pallet or something that we can like? Are they any way transportable? Like.
They are on pallets because they still need to move them up to the display area.
Well,
you have an idea. There's a very specific part on the 4th floor where the ceiling becomes very vaulted because like there's that whole like there's that like drop off area where you can see from the 4th floor down to the 1st floor, that big open space. Like that's probably where they would have to display these. It'd be a feat, but they could conceivably get them into the elevators and get them up. It looks like they're in the process of trying to figure out how to get them set up for that.
Okay. How'd they get them down here again?
They're in pieces.
They're in pieces.
They're joined in separate sections.
Okay.
But like right now they're like pieced together as sort of like a dry run for how to put it together.
Okay, so we have to dismantle them and pack them up and then ship them out.
I'm taking pictures of all these things as we're looking with them.
What about the other 13
here.
items? Let's look at those. Maybe we don't 100% this.
So here's a 60-foot long jade dragon that we need to take.
How big are the other pieces? Like, are they more manageable? Are they standard size?
Some of them are just like the size of like your desk. Like kind of box. Some of the boxes are like the size of a troll. So they're all much more manageable than these 2 pieces, but they are they themselves also very heavy.
Okay. So we're definitely going to need... This is going to take time. This is not going to be like a grab the thing and run. This is...
Min, you're magical. You can just shrink everything, right?
Can you?
That
No.
I could.
That's not a thing.
No.
I don't know. I don't know about magic.
So,
Actually, do you have levitate as a spell?
I do not. Can Manibolt levitate things? No, didn't think so.
No.
Moving on.
I wish it could. That'd be great.
So I'm assuming that Poltergeist probably could manipulate it like that, but I'm assuming it's probably under the same weight restrictions though, and that would or concentration that would put a lot of stress on me. Maybe?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Otherwise, I could just sit there making going like, I am the Red Guardian. I am curated to no one.
I assume there are forklifts in this area, right? All right. What do we need to make skill checks to pilot a forklift or special training or something like that, or is that something?
Are there forklift drones? Because I can hack them.
Yeah.
No.
Do we have operate heavy machinery?
Yeah, any kind of machinery, pilot ground crafts probably.
I have that skill.
Okay.
I have that at 8.
Okay.
Well, I got it at 10.
Wow.
Okay, so we basically, in order to do this, we're going to need to have control of this area for a couple of hours and a semi-truck.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out how to do that. So we have to cut off access to the outside without anyone knowing and take over this control room area on the first sub-basement.
Yeah, this is kind of like AD&D. The problem is not in finding the treasure, it's in getting it back out.
Yeah. So we need to get a semi-truck with a trailer to back it up to that loading dock area, right? Did I remember that right? That there's one on the
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be able to fit inside the it's like a long like these two sub-basements are like massive in size and scale, specifically because they feed an entire museum.
Okay.
Right.
One semi-truck's going to be enough for everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need we don't need like 2 trailers worth of stuff. Okay. That's
No, yeah, if you got one big cargo container trailer, you could fit everything into it.
Okay. So we need that, and then we need to figure out a plan to secure the control room on the sub-basement, and once we have control of it, then we can bring the truck in and then just load everything up and get out, it sounds like. So maybe, we go in through the roof to sneak in, and then use the elevator shaft to get down there, and then just sneak in and take over the guard room, and then the control booth, and then just,
I will be right back while you discuss this.
Okay.
Sure.
So that seems like the simplest way to do it is to just take the elevator shaft from the roof, and because they'll undoubtedly have some security on the roof, but it can't be like they're going to have more people on the ground floor and stuff like that. The public available.
It's going to be really suspicious with the elevator, the freight elevator going up and down constantly.
Well, constantly, yeah, but even once. But if we can just climb down or rappel down, there might even be a service ladder we can take. It's not going to be in use during after hours, and then we just open it up from the inside, or you hack it open, and then we just have to deal with the guards. So maybe knockout weapons like dart guns or crossbows or something like that.
Well, I was going to ask, Aaron, what spells do you have?
Yeah.
I've been given Manibolt, Detect Magic, Antidote, Stabilize, Light, and Poltergeist.
Is Poltergeist summoning the Poltergeist, or is that just a fancy thing for telekinesis?
It's basically
Sorry.
No, what it is you summon a poltergeist, and it basically picks up all small objects within a certain area, like however much force you put into the spell, and then it just starts wailing them around in random patterns, and it basically just imposes a -2 penalty on visibility. So anyone shooting at you basically has to shoot it through all that stuff. And then it also does do stun damage, because if you hit somebody with a bunch of that stuff, it'd do a little bit of stun damage to them.
On the head.
That's the question. Could it be used as a distraction? Because in Shadowrun, Poltergeist common. So
well, I don't know about common. But
Can you imagine a poltergeist in a museum? Like, it'd be distracting.
Oh my god, the Ming collection! So yeah, Aaron, if you want to destroy, centuries worth of artistic history, go for it.
Hello, this is security guard Bob. I'm being distracted right now by a poltergeist. It's very distracting.
Suppose I can use the back end of my katana like Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh god.
Can I have you make a security design roll?
Well, we could also get like maybe gas grenades or something like that, and just put people to sleep. We just get gas masks and
3 successes.
That's true.
Okay, so those AR tags that are marking the boxes stick out like a sore thumb. There's no way nobody didn't see them, and yet they're not being removed. What this means to you is that AR tags are probably normal, so it's likely to assume that all of these art installations have tags on them. What that would suggest to you is that if you move them, anyone who's monitoring the Matrix will know.
Yeah,
So,
I figured that.
when these leave the premises, not only is this probably going to call a rapid response team, but you'll basically have big GPS trackers on them telling you where you are.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that would have to be, we'd have to disrupt or block or reroute the signal somehow.
We can just remove the tags. It's a physical thing, right? Like there's a physical chip or something on it, right? We just pull that off and stick it right on the ground where the box was, and then we take the box. Is that possible?
But
There's a couple of problems here. You don't necessarily know where the tags are, and you assume the ones that aren't conveniently marking things for you, like the ones that are going to call the security team, are going to be a little bit more well hidden, and they're not going to be broadcasting themselves on the Matrix. It's not like it'll be much harder to follow the wireless signals.
Okay, there's multiple tags.
When you if you tamper with them and you're detected, that could provoke a response all on its own, knowing that someone is tampering with the tags.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then it is possible to physically search the items for the tags, but in addition to attempting to load all this stuff and take it up away, like you'd have to physically search them for tags. That was going to take a huge amount of time.
yeah, it's almost, it may be easier to see if we can hijack and then spoof a all is well signal.
Well, I think I have an easier idea for that, because if they're RFID tags, all you have to do is we can just get a tag eraser and then just wave that over all things, just to erase any tags that are on it, and then clone the tag with standard RFID tags, and then just put that somewhere else so they think it's fine.
Well, the other option you can do is play a shell game where you just clone the tags and then send them like bait cars off into different directions.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Because RFID tags are not hard to get a hold of. Neither is a tag eraser. We can buy those in bulk.
Okay. So I could use a fixer contact to get the distraction cars. Well, first I think maybe first off we try and those alerts though that go to the outside, those are going to go through that control room, right? So if we can prevent that signal from getting out in the first place, then it doesn't matter.
A lot of our lives are 10 times easier.
So we erase the tags. We can take over the control room, erase the tags, moving the objects, and when the alert goes out, that it stopped at the control room. It doesn't get to the Lone Star rapid response team. But if it fails, we'll have the distraction car as a backup. But I think so. That's that was good to know. That would have been awkward.
I was going to mention it, because
you're getting the distinct impression that on-site security is mostly to keep out like ruffians, like gangsters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like people looking to start trouble. Like the real dangerous thing would be getting the Lone Star Rapid Response Team called on you, because again, like museums are housing strong magical artifacts these days. So anything that comes in a rapid response is going to come armed for war.
Okay. Which is bad.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
we don't need that, really.
I guess really quick, I do have a rating 9 for knowledge skills and safe houses. I think I'm going to go ahead and roll that as compared to where the museum are and figure out if there's any good places we could set up to have like a place to fall back to in case we don't want to hit the road, you know. We could send out, like if we get the fake cars, we can send them out and then just hide out somewhere else until the heat dies down. Let me see. And I actually get 3 successes on safe houses.
Okay, well, I hate to say this, but the Seattle Art Museum is actually very close to Pike Place.
Yes!
Would be closed at this time, and there's a lot of lots and like just places to stash vehicles there. Like you could hide in Pike Place.
And I have a 7 in bars and clubs, so I'll find a safe house that's really close to a nice coffee place.
Nice.
So I can get my soy calf fix while we're hiding out. And I get 2 hits in that.
It's Seattle. There's soy calf shops everywhere. It's not hard to find one.
Yay!
Yeah, you sounded really sad about that, Bridget.
God, I hate
rewarding.
rewarding Pike Place.
What Pike Place ever do to you other than be an overpriced tourist trap with a tacky gum wall?
I've been there 4 times on field trips, and every time it was more boring than the last.
Yeah, I've been there once, and I'd never need to go there again. So,
literally, the only thing to see is like you got to go to the market where they're like chucking like 40-pound salmon at each other, and that's all there is to see. Once you've
That
seen
sounds
that,
like a sketch comedy thing.
I'm imagining it's just that background character in Law and Order where he's like takes the cart off the truck and then puts it back on the truck, except it's just a salmon now. It's just just take the salmon out, throw the salmon in.
hey, can we?
All right, so yeah, so
we have to throw it around.
So I'll make a note for the group
Okay.
that we got a good safe house we can hide out here.
We have an idea of like, so my idea was that we get on the roof. We take the elevator shaft down, either rappelling or... Is there an access ladder inside the elevator shaft? Is that something we could figure out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there is one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we take the ladder down so we don't need rappelling equipment. And then when we get to the sub-basement 1, we open up the elevator shaft from the inside. Is that possible through hacking, or is that something we're just going to have to pry bar open?
Well, remember that you have thermite paste.
Okay, or we could... Yeah. Subtle.
Yeah.
It's not explosive, it just burns.
Well, I'm just saying that's probably going to set off some kind of alarm. So, like,
It's like the duct tape of the demolitions world.
So, but
Also, speaking of demolitions, you can duct tape to things. You also have plastic explosive.
right.
See, there you go.
We're trying to make this a stealth job.
I forgot to add, are we still down there looking at the Guardians, or are we done with that? Have we finished?
I assume we still are looking at the thing.
Okay. Can I try one more sensing check now that I can actually see both the red and black Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully there's something else here. Come on, random. Yes. Okay, so much better. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 successes.
It is magic as fuck down here. Not necessarily in the terms of traps, but just the sheer aura these things are giving off. Like, if you had just seen their auras, you would assume that these 2 statues are alive.
Oh no! About as magical as the souls they inhabit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Wait, can we maybe this is good. Maybe we can literally just ask them to get in the truck. Like,
I knew you were going to say
Does-
that. Excuse me, could we steal you?
Does anyone have any kind of East Asian history skill that they would like to use at this point in time?
Yeah, I only have Middle East, so
history specifically? Oh, I don't think I have.
I can speak Hindi Urdu. That's
anything that's like interest Buddhism.
religion Buddhism.
There you go.
Yeah, but, all right.
If I
Okay.
best them in combat, maybe they
Oh, fine. I will go back to the temple if I recall it. I do have a question. I have an 11 in parentheses. And then 9 next to it.
Yeah,
For
roll
Buddhism,
the 11.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure before I did that. Back.
Yeah.
All right. All right, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay.
Nice.
Yuki and oh my gosh. Yuki and Golgon, you both realize that these are statues of Ungyo and Agyo, which are traditionally temple guardians. They're massive in size and scope because they were commissioned after violent wars which had burned down temples. So these are literally like physical manifestations of guardian spirits that are supposed to protect like the sacred relics and the monks. So like they're not they're intended to be horrifying, but they're not particularly horrifying to you because you feel like kind of like a kinship with them. Like these are like guys that like you would have seen like every day on your during your like ascetic training.
To my training, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you attempt to like actually like pull this stuff out of here, like it's kind of worrying because if they are really alive, like maybe that would make them mad. So
I'm wondering if there's some sort of offering or
something you could do to pacify their spirits might be useful.
A duel.
Okay. Wait, what? No, pacify, not duel.
No, that's we really you're probably going to lose that fight.
Well, I was thinking. Oh, you mean like I thought you were going to challenge him to Yu-Gi-Oh or something. That
I already have my card deck out. What are we playing?
I don't think
Standard rules,
Slap it
right?
out of your hand.
No! Oh my god! You bent the edges.
It's a pendulum summoning deck anyway. It's trash and no one likes playing with you.
You don't like it. You guys are the worst. You guys suck.
Laser, calm down.
Name's not Laser.
So, all right. So, what would pacify a temple guardian statue, spirit person?
Well, okay, so they're linked with Buddhism, but they're also Japanese statues, so they're linked with Shintoism. So there's a lot of things you could do. Theoretically speaking, if it were possible to bring down a Shinto priest, like, say, a sumo wrestler, you could have him do a display. Another thing you could do is also recite works of poetry. So if you had a book of poems or you knew somewhere, let's say in the museum that had a book of poems, you could have someone read them.
Okay.
Did we see any books of poem in that East Asia exhibit?
As it happens, you do remember that there was a collection of Waka-style poetry up there.
Okay.
Have a copy of Rashomon? Not that I remember.
Well, I do remember, but slightly differently than what you do.
Well, technically yes, because the Rashomon was originally like a Waka style poem tale.
Right.
So I mean, yes and no.
Yay!
I'm sad I'm not in the room, so I can't throw something at you, Ross.
Waka waka.
Nice. Oh man, I'm just imagining Fozzie in a kimono now.
Okay, so we need to make a pit stop on the fourth floor, right? That's where the East Asia exhibit was?
Yeah. Yes,
Or
I think
unless,
so.
well, wait, if we know the title of it, we could probably buy a... well, do they want... Is it the poetry matter, or is it the physical book that matters? Because if we can just get the poems, the content of the poems...
I was about to say, I could just get a YouTube video and play that over my comlink for it. Like, check out this guy.
It'd have to be a authentic performance, so I think we need an actual person there.
So
the cat is wearing a kimono and has a top knot, Ross. Come on.
Is that a samurai cat reference? Anyway. Even 13th century Japan has heard of the shame of the Chicago Cubs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right, so...
ideally you would need someone who could preferably speak Japanese to actually perform the poetry.
Okay.
So sincerely, it doesn't have to be good, it just has to be sincere.
Okay.
Okay.
Too bad the street samurai doesn't speak Japanese.
I do.
What are you talking about?
Cassandra so watashi wa offended, Desio.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, Cassandra.
But Yuki does speak it, right?
Yes.
He does speak Japanese. Mhm.
Well, Yuki, actually, maybe you could make a special request to look at the poems themselves, see if you can flip a few pages, so you can then, as long as the hacker, so you could look at them and have a chance to memorize them for the performance.
Well, like, I could probably just ask what poems are in there.
Okay.
Actually, at this point, I'm just thinking of getting Yuki and Cassandra and just having him do a freaking Manzai routine for the statues and see if that goes over with them.
No, never. Over your dead corpse.
They have a very old version of the Issei Monogatari that's illustrated.
Oh.
So would having showing the statues actually improve, showing the statues the illustrations actually improve their chance of being pacified?
It would add to the authenticity.
Okay. So we need the actual book. So we need to figure out how to get. Okay, so we go down to the 4th floor. We go down to the sub-basement one first to lock down the control room area, and the hacker can go nuts. And then some people go up to the 4th floor to grab the book, and then we go down to the sub-basement. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. So we thermite the elevator open, just to make it quick. And then that's the thing, is that like getting in there and taking over the guard room and everything. That seems the main thing. Like,
Well,
yeah.
I need to let you know that, remember, you already know there's motion sensors on the elevators.
Okay.
And they're hardwired, so you won't be able to hack them.
Okay.
So, like, you're gonna need something, like, you're gonna trip the alarm immediately when you come in.
Okay.
Like, that's unavoidable.
Okay.
But, like, where that alarm trips and what it looks like will be up to you.
Okay, so we have to fake the alarm.
And then either make it look like a false alarm or redirect it somewhere else.
Yeah, if you can get control of the security room quick enough, obviously you can send an all clear and redirect it however you want. But like triggering an alarm is like going to be non-negotiable. It's going to happen at least once.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe skip the roof at all and just go through the loading dock. So if there's a loading dock area, there's a little road. Is there like a door aside the loading dock, or is it just a loading dock? Like
it is a big like metal like grate.
Right, but is there like a standard sized door near it, or are there any other entrances from the?
No, that is the loading dock entrance. Is that big grate that they lower and keep locked most of the time, and then you open it if a truck's actually coming.
Okay.
Because there's like no reason for anyone to come in through the loading dock unless they're moving or unloading things.
Okay. So maybe we move the truck in first. I fake it as the like, hey, we're supposed to make a delivery or a pickup. Anyways, I bullshit the guard who's talking to me, and at that point the rest of the team does the raid. Is there a way to physically hack the door to pop open, or is it mechanical? Is there no?
It's mechanical on the guard's side. You have to have somebody in the building to open it.
Okay, someone inside the building. So,
like going down the elevator shaft is fine. It's just like once you burn it open, like instead of using the ladders, you might want to use the grappling gear to get down to the sub-basement extremely quickly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, what's the like? How much time once we trigger the alarm? How much time would we have before we get the rapid response team? Like 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that.
Well, the rapid response team isn't going to come just because the alarm goes off.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how long what's our T-minus before they're like, oh, shit.
That might be a question for anyone who has security design or security procedures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll security design there, Yuki.
For specifically, like, how they would enter, or, sorry?
Well,
or if an alarm goes off, how long would the response take?
Yeah, you could also roll your rapid response roll if you want.
Cool, because I have 10 dice in that.
Yeah, the main thing is like how long do we how long should we plan for to get like top of the roof to the sub basement one to secure everything, because this is where the street samurai comes in, super fast. And
Well, what we do is we get a box of devil rats and we just throw them down the elevator shaft, so they think that rats were just triggering the motion sensors. Then they're distracted.
well, okay, well,
Two successes.
Yeah.
2 successes. Okay, so the proximity alarms is just going to trigger the guards, right? So they're going to want to know what's setting off the motion sensors. But as far as an alert to the rapid response team, there's 2 ways to get triggered. One, the RFID tags let them know that someone's tampering with or trying to move the artifacts. Or 2, it has to be manually sent out. So as far as like time from an alarm to time a rapid response team gets called, it's a question of the human involved. So like a guard would need to go to the alarm, see what caused it, and then they would manually radio back and say, hey, you got to call in those dudes.
Okay. So that's at least a couple minutes, it sounds like.
I just had a wicked idea, but I'm going to wait a second here. All right.
Well, you have to remember that if it's the elevator shaft, somebody just has to walk out of the guard room, get in the elevator, take it up to the roof, peek his head out of this access door and go, holy shit, that's thermite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Unconscious guards have trouble historically operating radios, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
I hit my head on toilet.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. Take the roof down to sub-basement 1, get some quick... So we need quick repelling gear. We already have thermite, it sounds like. And then we need knockout weapons, so dart...
I would recommend getting some stick and shot rounds for whatever gun you have.
These
That'd be the best thing.
I only have shot gloves. My character doesn't even have a gun. So.
Yeah, I have a street lane special, but I have normal bullets for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also have mana bolt. You don't need a street line. You don't need a gun.
Okay.
Mana bolt is technically non-lethal because it just when you're hitting people with it, it just knocks them out.
Okay, that probably will be the best one for me.
Yeah. Unless it's like a magical being or something, then you might actually kill it.
Okay.
I also think we should probably invest in getting some jammers to block wireless signals, just in case. That could be useful.
Yeah, stealth jobs always require ECM rushes.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought. So jammer would be useful. Tag erasers and some blank tags, so we can maybe do a like Bridget was saying, a shell game as far as the RFID tags on the actual things we're stealing.
And and then the distraction card.
Well, I'm thinking, does anyone, as far as contacts or knowledge, have anything pertaining to street gangs in Seattle?
I got a beat cop, or not a beat cop, rent-a-cop contact.
Rent-a-cop?
I have a Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson might be useful, because I'm having an idea that if worse comes to worse and they send the high response team, our last-ditch plan could be to have like a bunch of go gangers just intercept that team and engage them in just a running street fight, shooting at each other in a car.
Well, I mean, that kind of
just to buy us time.
Blood thing. So
we're not spilling any blood. It's not even in the museum.
Also, we literally have giant magical statues that we'll be hauling around that might
they don't have an internet connection. They won't know.
You can
no. If a large protracted firefight goes around anywhere near them, that might be a problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you have to consider that if you hire someone, they're technically your vassal, and anything your vassal does reflects on your honor.
You know, these rules are stupid. I just go sit in the corner and play on my comlink.
All right. So yeah, I'll get the Mr. Johnson to arrange like 2 distraction cars with the fake clone signals that we'll send to them, so then they go in opposite directions, and then ours will be erased. So hopefully they won't. And tell them to get big trucks or cargo vehicles for the distraction, so it looks plausible.
Since these are items that you decided are necessary for the heist, I don't want to fiddle around too much with like purchasing and setting these things up. So I'm just going to say that all that stuff is okay.
Okay.
Payment for like the Mr. Johnson and stuff is like he's going to want favors from you after this job.
Sure.
Or you might want to cut him in on the take. Like how you pay him is up to you. But getting all this stuff to do the job is relatively trivial because I don't want to get bogged down.
Right.
How about the semi?
Yeah, semi is real easy. You've already got a vehicle operation, like a heavy vehicle operations permit. So you could ask your chop shop friend to hook you up with a semi.
Cool.
Because he's got to know an owner operator who's willing to lend you it for a job, especially if you say you're going to like cut him in on the take. So
yeah,
again, sure. You're getting close to 100,000 new yen if you do the entire job.
Yeah,
cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It occurs to me back when I was looking through the curator's emails, there wasn't anything like a delivery schedule or anything. I mean, was there?
There was not.
Yeah, that would be too convenient.
Well, you have his email.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like. If we can pretend that we're supposed to be there, like I'm not in the mindset of like trying to prevent an alarm, since like Bridget says, we're probably going to trigger something at some point anyway. But the longer we can manage to prevent that, the better for us.
If you can spoof an email and like mess with the date and time and put it in a spam box.
Well, I'm thinking like if he has the security room contacts in his email, I can spoof an email from his account to security saying that, oh, there was a last minute, kerfluffle and we're going to be getting a late night shipment tonight. Sorry about the short notice.
If you remember the emails, he does payroll. So him telling guards what to do is probably normal because he's the one signing checks.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking there. Like that can be our sort of in. So, they might think something's weird, but they won't sound the alarm right away. And that way that could go with Ross's thing he was saying earlier of trying to get a truck to the loading dock. You just be like, hey, I'm the guy. I think the curator said something about me coming here, yada, yada, yada.
You also remember that there's going to be a party going on during this heist, so it's feasible to think that materials for the party, like they would probably show up there because, again, there's going to be like high-class people there, so they're going to want champagne, they're going to want food. And this is a loading dock that services everything. This services the artwork. This services the gift shop. This services the restaurant.
I gotcha.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so yeah, they'll be distracted as well. So, yeah, if there's a party, is the party going on all 4 levels or just the restaurant level?
All 4 levels.
All 4 levels. So. Everyone wears suits so you can mingle in if you need to. We're doing this payday style. So get your guns.
But Ross, you historically hate quiet jobs.
Well, sometimes you need to do them for the Chivos, all right? This isn't a Chivo run.
Ross, I told you, if we're going to do the Disney thing, I can't do a Donald Duck voice.
I may or may not have Googled the Murky Water Shadow Raid heist.
Yeah, there's stealth only jobs, Aaron. So
I'm aware.
All right. Yeah, I guess we're ready to go. Well, yeah.
Also, thank God this is not the Payday crew, or objective 1 would be kill everyone in the museum and bag their corpses.
Not necessarily. Sometimes you can just tie civilians down. So kill all the guards and then. And then if you run cable ties, then shoot civilians. So.
Okay.
But you have at least 2 cable ties per person, so you're fine.
That's something to think about in pre-planning. All right, is there anything else that you think you need to plan before, or more legwork you want to do before you actually start this job?
I'm trying to think. Make sure we have a good route to the point.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no construction or anything like that.
Yeah, that's something that Emma can help you out with because she has specialized knowledge of Seattle. Oh. So it would be relatively easy for her to plan a route where you can get the semi to the building without too much trouble.
And maybe one alternate route in case, they're on to us or something like that.
Yeah. Something else goes particularly wrong, so...
So just to recap here, you're planning on bringing the truck in by lying. Then everybody's going to pile out of the back and surprise the guards. Then you're going to go send somebody upstairs so that you can get the book of poetry. And then you're going to start stealing everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to drive the Pike Place and hang out, maybe do the shell game if you get discovered, and then go from there to the Puget Sound harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Right.
Pass everything off him.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Simple as that.
We'll go ahead and move on to Halloween night then.
Yay.
Okay, so
Mhm.
as you're driving the truck up, the Art Museum's AR looks a lot different than it did the night before, and a garish parody of the full moon overhead. The entire front of the building is marred by an ugly yellow orb. Periodically, poorly animated black shapes that you could only assume are supposed to be quote-unquote bats flap across the surface of the moon, giving you a very B-movie impression. So you pull around to the alley. How do you plan on getting getting them to open the door for you? What's the goal here? Are you gonna call them up on their phones?
Yeah, just call them up. Say I'm, I made up some cover story, fake trucking company with a fake number, that they can call and verify. So I'm with Sal Moving. We're here to make a shipment. I'm driver Bob. Here's my credentials, and can you open up the gate for us? So I will roll con for that.
Okay.
And oh wow, I did well. Thank you, random.org. I got 4 successes.
Oh, nice.
The most exhausted sounding voice you've ever heard says, "Please wait a minute," in the roughest, most impolite way.
Okay.
It's some time.
Look,
and you're sitting out there starting to wonder if maybe you've been made.
no.
Before finally you hear the mechanical cranking and the gate starts to open up.
Okay.
You can see on the other side of the gate there's 2 guards standing there. One of them is coming outside and he's headed up towards the cab.
Okay. So the guard, that was my job.
He wraps.
I pull out my gun.
He raps on the window of the passenger side, and he holds his hand out like he's looking for something.
Paperwork, probably.
Slap him 5.
By the way, I should ask who's in the cab and who's hiding in the back.
Yeah, there should probably
If
be
anyone at
the violence person in the cab.
Are you sure,
Ross?
Ross?
Well, I mean,
Violence
I'm the
person,
talking
all right.
person. I mean, the idea is that they open up the thing, so I can.
Yeah, we're-
Yeah.
Okay, we can hand him that too if you want me to be up there because I have the mana bolt and I can try to stun him.
So Steve for sure is in the cab. So
Yeah.
who else is in the cab? Is your driver in the cab actually piloting this vehicle?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
who's-
in the passenger seat, so yeah.
There you go.
I'll be in back with my fist holstered in a show.
Yeah, actually, we should have someone who can drive the fucking truck.
Yeah, who has the best
Right,
pilot
that's
ground?
up
So-
to me.
So Yuki's
Okay, you-
driving, Steve's in the passenger seat, everybody else is in the back?
Mhm.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go. So,
Steve, he's got his hand out.
yeah, I hand him the faked paperwork that I have already done, and tell him, "Come on, let me."
So
yeah,
he takes your clipboard and he looks over it.
Yeah.
And I've seen you've got a bunch of BS on there, like glassware,
yeah,
sashimi meat.
yeah. Well, like things that would be dropped off. So, like, yeah, I'm making
At a party,
a
Giant
delivery.
ice swan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crappy champagne that you're going to dress up as good champagne.
Yeah, exactly. Watered down.
I am
Halloween
just
wine.
hollow wine.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Halloween witch's brew. Yep.
Okay.
gonna
Again,
be
it
food
takes him a while
coloring.
to look at it, and he finally says, "Fuck it, whatever," and he motions for you to pull the truck into the
Yay.
room.
Thank you.
Indifference, our greatest weapon.
Like, I'm not even paying attention. I'm in the back trying to hack the AR to make the museum look like Castlevania because it looks so crappy.
All right.
Minimum wage is our greatest ally.
So you get the truck in there, and then we'll sort of send a little comm link like, we see two guests right now. You know,
Yuki, I need you to make a pilot groundcraft roll because this truck is kind of unwieldy and it's not something you're used to driving.
Okay.
burn edge if you have to.
Yeah, so you're gonna need to
Critically park the truck.
You're gonna need to back this semi in without like doing something to give away the fact that you're not a regular driver.
Back.
Look, when in doubt, we'll just sprinkle some bourbon on you.
No, that's not good. All right. I see a lot of 5s and 6s. 1, 2.
That's good.
3, 4. 4 successes.
Oh yeah, you can move it in, no problem.
I drive casually, not too casually.
Like I have somewhere to be.
This trucker's driving puts me at ease for some reason. Yeah.
Okay, so after that, the guard walks back around from outside, and you can see in the mirrors that the other guard is also walking around, and these two are going to get ready to open the back.
Okay. Well, I've done my job.
Okay, so they open the latch, and they fling up the door, and what do you do?
Ever seen a grenade before?
Oh boy.
Wrong game.
I couldn't pass that reference up. So I guess we hold them into the back.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Mm-hmm.
Does somebody? Is there intimidate skill? I forgot.
There is.
There is.
Intimidation too. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody who has does anybody have intimidation higher than 8?
I don't.
No, I have 2.
All right. So while they're doing that, I will get out of the passenger seat and I'll just say, I'll just motion to the guard to like keep quiet and just like use basically like this will all be over and you won't be hurt. Just don't freak out. Be cool.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Are you being cool? Be cool.
Be cool.
Okay, so roll and intimidate. Well, I assume everybody else draws what guns they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just sitting there with the guns already out, pointed.
Pretty good. 3 successes.
Or the hand in front of me glowing.
Okay. They put their hands up and don't move. But Menachem,
Yes.
did you go ahead and spoof the comlink for the curator?
Yeah, sure.
You're getting some outbound traffic from their comlinks. They're
I
not
turn
saying
on
anything, but you're getting outbound traffic.
That's fine. I turn on the jammer.
Okay.
Beep. So that's on, and I'm like, please turn off your comm links, or we will have to do it manually.
Okay. It's nice to know now that the guards have subvocal communication. So they stopped sending signals out, but there's still probably people in the guard room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Are there,
you gotta do something now because otherwise they're gonna notice that the dudes haven't come back into the room to say everything's okay, and they're gonna send the hardwire signal out.
right. Are their comm links built in, or do they have external ones?
Their comlinks are built in.
They wouldn't do that. Sons of bitches. All right.
Well, wait. I'll go to the guard
wanna go
room.
in?
Is it locked? I try the door.
There's a keypad.
Okay.
Like you'd need like a badge or something.
Okay. Oh, is it just a swipe, or do I?
Yeah.
Or does it take
proximity.
biometric data?
Yeah, it's proximity.
All right.
Okay.
You can push a guard over there.
Yeah, we push a guard over there and have him open the door.
Okay.
And then you guys can.
Yeah,
bump
and
us
meanwhile,
I will. We go in there and I'll try and intimidate those guys. Be like, please.
Okay. The door opens and you see a control panel with like obviously a lot of monitoring devices.
Yeah.
And there's a gentleman sitting there, and then there also is like a couple of bunks, some lockers. It looks like they've got their own bathroom back here, and there's a dude just sitting there reading a book, chilling on one of the bunks.
Okay. I just say, look,
Quietly
you have your
sneak
job
up.
to do. We have our job to do. Just don't make this. We don't want to hurt you, and you really don't have the capacity to hurt us. So
Yes, he doesn't want to hurt you.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll your intimidation.
That was a good Hoxton speech, Ross.
Yeah.
Well, only 2 successes this time, but
Okay. Well, they put their hands up too. They don't want trouble. But they don't look like they're going to be very cooperative captives.
all right.
So you could probably tie them up if you wanted, but you have to remember that they all have built-in comm links with sub-vocalization.
Okay.
So you're either going to need some kind of permanent jamming solution, or you're going to need somebody to watch them.
Well, it's Halloween, and the treats at my house are concussions.
Now, see, I was just gonna say we could just sit them in a circle with the jammer in the middle, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. You can knock them out if you want.
We tie them up, put masks over, or put bags over their heads or whatever, so they can't see anything. We put the jammer between them, and then if they start acting up, we can knock them out. Or if one of them is resisting or trying to tie them up, then we can. I mean, there's no safe way to choke them out. We're not like Solid Snake. Press X to not choke out.
You mean we can't just get ether, Ross?
Yeah.
Steve, remember the basics of QC.
That would be Neo Ether.
Yeah.
Crab battle.
Crap battle.
Huh, tasty.
All right, so yeah, once they're all taken care of, I'm just gonna go sit myself down in the security room, put out my little Rick and Morty bobblehead, and log into the system.
All right.
You just enjoy playing characters that I feel bad about hating, right?
Not at all.
All right. So we secured the control room. Well, I mean, your hacking is ongoing. Obviously, delete all the video footage of us.
Well, yeah, I'm looking to see like what the cameras cover, what they've seen of us so far, and more importantly, any active monitoring that's going on. Like, do they have to check in with someone regularly, or what's up with this? What's the sitch? What do things look like?
Yeah. So when you log into it, the first thing you notice is that it has a permanent secured connection, like hardwired connection to some outside source.
Okay.
So you assume that that's probably the way to call in the rapid response team.
Right.
And then also you've got your monitors. But something seems weird about the video monitoring.
God, this better not turn into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah,
Do you
should
want
also
to
check Magic
investigate
right
it?
Yes, I do. I have both Matrix security and operating systems. So what do you think would be more appropriate?
Matrix security.
Okay, I'm rolling that. And I get 1, 2, 3 hits.
This is a pretty good programming, but video looping when you've seen it. Someone else has already tampered with these cameras.
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah, I let everyone know that right away. Guys, we may have some competition on this job.
Oh well, shove the Street Samurai at it. That should be fun.
Okay.
We better get down there.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can go through that loop footage and figure out what it originally was. Like, see if I can get a picture of what it was before they started looping it, if they haven't deleted it already. 3 6s on data search or browse. It would be the same either way.
Okay. On one of the cameras, the one that looks at the elevator shaft very close to the roof, you can very briefly see an image of what looks like a woman's hand place something over the camera up there, and then all of the footage starts looping previously recorded footage of the party.
Okay, but no actual. Okay, so we don't know who's there. I will mention that to everyone, and then I'll go back to observing the security system, I guess. I want to that line to the rapid response team. Is it just like a signal, like I just press a button and it sends an alarm, or is it like an actual two-way communication channel?
Press a button, receive alarm.
Okay. Do I have anything that looks like a contact where I can get in touch with them?
Sorry. Oh no. It's basically a panic button that
Okay,
it triggers.
gotcha.
It just sends it and it calls the armed response. Like they don't need to say anything.
Right.
It just brings the fury of Odin down on.
Yeah. Because that's a literal thing. They do have things that are actually called panic button. That's a brand name in Shadowrun. Because I was thinking I could say that we were having glitches in the system, so if they got any alarms to ignore them, but in this case we
That's
can't
like
do
out
that.
of all the things to say, that's the most suspicious. Like, that's
Well, what do you want from me, Ross?
not.
Would you
that.
prefer something like, "Hey, Control, me and Leroy were having a bet."
Yeah.
How fast can you get here? Fucking serious.
All right. So we have competition. So some people need to go down in sub basement 2. Do we know if there are any personnel in sub basement 2 right now?
There's usually not anybody in the sub basement because it's storage.
Okay. So let's go down there and look at the area, not take anything yet. Just make sure that it's all there and there's not like another group of Shadowrunners, already unloading crates or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the thing. We don't even know, like, if they're targeting anything in the basement or if they're here to get, like, a person from the party that they're going to kidnap. Like, if we can avoid stepping on each other's toes, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would.
So who's all going down to sub basement 2?
Definitely the Street Samurai. I volunteer.
Yeah, I'll definitely be.
Gee, thanks, Ross.
I'll be accompanying her as well. So
So will I.
Yeah.
So Yuki, Cassandra, and Minjun.
I'll stay in the control room in case somebody calls, and I can be like, "Haha, things are fine here."
What, you think I can't handle this?
No. I mean, I'm
Is it
here
because
as
I have a
backup.
con of 2?
Yeah, I have a con of 10, so yes.
have you ever had those issues where you had to hack the cameras and call the guards at the same time?
Yeah.
It's a bitch. We know this.
Okay.
And then also I can try and figure out how to get that book. Like, is it it's behind a case, right? Or is it in open air?
It's behind a
It's
case
behind a case.
because it's an old illustrated book, so it's something they would want to protect.
Okay, so I'm going to look around the room to see anything I can use to like try and open that case. Like if there's any keys or anything. So
Now, do I have...
I'm just doing that in the
control
background so you can
booth?
do the other players.
Godot, could you also check to see how those motion trackers are doing?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, yeah, can I turn those on and off, or
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll wait until you guys like are ready to do your thing and then turn them off.
But they're still currently on?
At the moment, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason for them not to be off.
Yeah.
You don't notice them having been tampered with. Okay, so everybody that goes down to the sub-basement, Yuki, Cassandra, and Minjun, the energy is way different in here. The lights are flickering. It's making the Guardian statues look incredibly fierce and upset. And from somewhere amid the hordes of boxes, you hear what sounds like a very deep masculine voice that is somehow very close to you, but also very, very far away. And it's just repeating one phrase over and over again. And it sounds like Taos. Taos.
And it's like it's phrasing within Japanese or just...
Is that Chinese or?
No, that's I believe as a giant weeb, I would know that that's Japanese.
Yeah.
Like it, I don't know Japanese, but that is one of the words in Japanese I would know.
It sounds Japanese.
Must be Japanese.
I remember that in
Because
you Panic.
That's like to defeat, to throw down, or
Kill?
overcome. Yeah, like defeat in a duel type verb.
Oh, this is a problem.
We need to get that book.
Yuki is actually knows Japanese, right? So she could actually confirm that or not.
You noticed also that things are not placed the same as they were. Someone has opened up some of the crates and some of the items have been moved out. You see, for instance, that there is a kimono with a fishnet pattern, like an actual fishing net. I don't mean like a fishnet kimono. That's on a hanger that's been set next to one of the boxes. A box has been broken open, and there's little ceramic figures that have been spilled on the ground between the statues of Ungo and Agyo.
Rude.
And also, there's another box that's just like has a big hole in it, like somebody punched it and ripped something out of it.
Are there any cameras down in that level?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's cameras down on that level.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we can ask him. Ask him to rewind it and see what we find.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and queue up the footage there, see if I can see anything that went on there.
Oh, can we? Well, you're upstairs. Like, can we see? Or do our Carmlicks have video on them? Can we see what the other players are seeing?
They should.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, while he's doing that, I'm going to do an assessing check to see if this is another mystical attack or if we can get any more information off of that.
Yeah, I got a 5 on my browse to go through any of the old video footage from that floor.
Okay. I'm going to hold off on answering your browse until I get the roll from Aaron.
Sure.
Okay, and I just have 1 success on the sensing roll.
Okay, so the energy coming from the statues is obviously aggravated, but there is a presence that you didn't notice yesterday that is very, very strong and also seems very malevolent to you.
Oh, and how far is it past the statues? Can I ascertain the kind of distance?
Hard to pinpoint.
Either... Well, okay, we've either run into one thing. One, something is that should not have been woken up that's worse than the statues. Or 2, something that's worse than the statues has come down to retrieve something.
Have we passed the little threshold that the 2 statues have stood in front of?
I'm assuming that you're just sitting at the elevator looking into the...
Okay. I'm going to recommend that we do not walk past the 2 statues for right now. At least until we get the book and I can read it.
Mm-hmm. The camera feed that you have of this is the elevator, like about an hour ago, the elevator doors open and a woman in a full set of synthetic body armor had walked out of the elevator and started unpacking things. At some point during that time, she just stops and just stood very still for about 5 minutes, like not doing anything. It was really weird. Walked over to one of the boxes, punched it open, and pulled out what looks like a sword.
Steve, come look at this.
I don't like that. That doesn't look good. What happened to her after she took the sword?
She walked off in the crates, and then due to the flickering of the lights, it's really impossible to get a good view of anything down there.
Okay. Is that sword one of our 15 items?
Yeah, that's what
that
I was
was one of the boxes that was AR tagged. Yes.
Dang it.
Could you describe the sword? Was it?
I take a still shot of the feed and send it to you so you can look at the sword.
It's kind of hard to see the exact markings on it or anything.
Does it have a crossguard?
Yes.
Okay, never mind then. I'm good. Whew.
So you've got the ceramic figures littered on the floor. You can take a closer look at those if you want.
Are those
Ungo and
tagged?
Agyo look menacing. They are not tagged.
Okay. So those are not something
Does anybody want to roll sculpture? Any kind of art history?
Yep, I have that.
Okay. Religion, Buddhism, would that affect any of these?
Not for these ones.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I did well. 4 on sculpture.
Okay. These are Haniwa. They're figurines that you have at grave sites. Mm-hmm. And basically what they do is they mark the border between the land of the living and the land of the dead.
Okay. So it's possible that woman, when she disturbed those figures, somehow angered a ghost, and that ghost possessed her and told her to pick up the sword.
That's possible.
Okay, or because that would explain the standing still for 5 minutes.
The full-on possession.
Yeah.
Do any of you know how to exorcise a Japanese ghost?
I'm looking at.
I think you have to throw
Buddhism?
soybeans at it.
Religion,
Buddhism
Buddhism.
for, yeah, religion. Okay, that's much better. So that's going to be 5 successes, 2 of them 6s.
Okay, so banishing ghosts isn't your thing, but due to all the supernatural increases after the awakening, it definitely became something that monasteries became interested in. Is using their techniques to combat the spread of these supernatural creatures. And one of the things that you know for sure, you don't know how to fight ghosts, but you do know that there is one foolproof plan that can get rid of almost anything from Asia, and that is to recite the Lotus Sutra to it. Unfortunately, you're kind of rusty, and you don't remember it exactly.
That too.
But you're sure that somebody had a copy of it. You're pretty sure that you could just recite it, and it would take care of any supernatural creature. You're pretty sure.
Is there one on display or down here?
You would have to go check probably the East Asia exhibit.
Well, you can do that through the cameras.
Yeah, I was like, I'm repeating that back. All right, we need a book, so I do not want to pull an Ash Williams. So,
well, there's a bunch of scrolls on view up there. I mean, and you can see that on the cameras. But for figuring out what's on what scroll, you'd need to send somebody up there.
Okay, so
because she can actually read Japanese.
Yeah.
And she.
Well, remember, this is Asia.
Yeah.
This is the Asian so it's.
Yeah.
You may not find a copy of the sutra in Japanese.
Okay, that's
it could be in Hindi. It could be possibly in Chinese.
All right.
Okay, so I will go back up just to see what I have and see if we can maybe create enough of a distraction.
I'll go up. I speak Cantonese and Mandarin, so if it's in those.
So, and I speak Mandarin and Korean, so if we can split the difference on it.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone who can speak Hindi?
I can speak Hindi.
Okay. So I guess we're all going up, or at least we'll leave some of the people down there to watch the guards. Make.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I look longingly at my bobblehead.
I assume you're all fucking off from the sub basement because you don't want to fight a ghost possessed razor girl.
No blood spilling, so we're gonna exercise.
Yeah, no, we're keeping that. We're keeping that.
Look, she's a razor girl. It's going to be our blood that gets spilled. That's okay, right?
No, it's not.
It doesn't help. No blood means no blood.
Yeah.
But I just got comfy in the control room.
You'll be right back here. Jesus.
What are we gonna do about the guards? And are we keeping them? Anybody to watch them while you're going?
The scary.
Hey guys, check out this grenade.
You hold on to that now.
Well, I mean, Emma is a very imposing figure, and she does have a lot of explosives. So if you need somebody to threaten some guards,
yeah, we can do that.
Well, we all have the bags over there. We can just keep a radio on. Oh God, I'm losing my grip on it. Guys,
You're gonna do the fucking Terminator 2 setup here.
yeah.
Don't drop it. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going upstairs. Do we need to do a costume change?
No, I told us to go in suits. We just have to hide our guns and shit.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have been weird if we were driving up in a truck in suits?
Well, no, we just take the elevator up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're leaving the truck down there.
I don't like this suit.
Yeah. You look presentable.
I got this job so I wouldn't have to wear a tie.
Well, you're doing as part of Secrets and Lies. That's, God. And everyone has
turning into.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. It could be, starting a gunfight in the middle of a dance.
This is the whole elevator ride. I hope you guys know. We're just having a back and forth about this. I'm just saying, we're already outside of the bounds of society. Does it really matter what we dress up as?
Anyway.
Okay, so y'all are headed up to the 4th floor then.
Mhm.
All right, so it opens up, and so far there's just a very pleasant party going on. People are wandering around, looking stuff. A lot of them have drinks in their hands. Some of them are eating hors d'oeuvres. But otherwise, like, people are just like, oh, how do you roll? They're all got, like, really stupid masks on, like, you know, like the way that, like, rich people would think a Halloween party is fun.
Very much eyes wide shut, but not
Yeah.
the third act yet. So,
Steve, I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
well,
This feels like a country club I got thrown out of once. Not for the reason you're thinking.
What reason am I thinking?
I'm just going to leave it at that.
I think you're making some assumptions on our part that I don't really.
so yeah, I take a drink and sort of try and head.
take
If
two.
anyone tries to talk to us, I will head them off, while the others look for the things.
Oh, wait. Is there a buffet? Are there cocktail shrimp?
Cyber cocktail shrimp.
You'd have to go downstairs if you wanted food, but yeah.
I'll be right back.
Damn it.
Okay, so you're all going to fan out and look for a copy of the Lotus Sutra.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see.
I'm going to need
that's what
some
I'm doing.
perception checks.
Perception. Okay. Okay. Question. Before
Also, while you're up here, you wanted to see if you can find the Issei Monogatari.
Oh yeah, since killing two birds with one stone, could I supplant that with an assessing check instead?
No, perception's going to be
Okay.
more useful.
Perception. Okay, no worries. So, do.
I got 3 on perception.
My perception is a mighty 1 out of 1.
One success. So,
Okay. Yeah, you can find a copy of it. It's a very cool illustrated scroll. It's in Sanskrit. But yeah, so it's got all of the writing on it, and it's got images of the Buddha and of his teachings.
Okay.
But it's behind a glass case.
they have the big shrimp. Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
It's behind a glass case, and then by some classical era, like Japanese artifacts in the Japanese section of it, you do see that they have on display the illustrated copy of the Issei Monogatari.
Okay.
Again, also in a glass case.
Well, I was looking for the keys or whatever to open the glass cases. I assume I found them in the
Yeah, you took them off the guards earlier.
Okay.
It's just like the glass isn't the actual obstruction part. It's
Yeah.
the sensors and the AR tags.
Okay. Well, we have the motion sensors already disabled.
Yeah, we can turn those on and off as we need.
Well, I assume
I've got a connection to that.
Yeah, turn them off. I will just look like I belong there and just open the glass case up and take them and walk back to the elevator. And
Social engineering.
yeah, basically act like I know what I'm doing and I'm not, and I'm just sitting.
fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
As you head back to the elevator, you walk along past that big open area, and a giant skeletal hand creeps up over the side and slams
Christ.
down in front of the elevator, cutting off your egress.
Okay.
A second hand grips the side of the thing, and an enormous animated skeleton, we're talking like gigantic skeleton, hauls itself up over the edge and stares at you with empty sockets as it says in a bone-rattling voice, Dare ga koko ni.
I look at Yuki or whoever there is there and speaks Japanese and like, what?
Dare koko ni?
Dare ga koko ni iru.
Oh.
Sumimasen.
I know what that means.
Sorry.
What did you say, Yuki? What's
going on?
I smile very politely. Etiquette to look like I am being perfectly polite. Please don't murder me.
I dropped some of my shrimp.
Yeah. 3 successes on etiquette to be perfectly servile. What is the translation, Yuki? What was that?
Where are we going?
That's
No.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Wait, right?
Sure.
we are going down. I point down to the basement to help the poor woman who is
Okay.
with the.
It blocks your path, and again, in that same like beyond the grave voice,
Mhm.
it tells you, Yuki. Obviously, you can understand the skeleton.
Yeah.
It tells you that you need to put the books back.
Okay.
Oh.
It's telling us to put the books back, so let's retreat for now.
Tell Yuki. Tell him. We need the books to. Because there is a great injustice in the basement, and we need their wisdom to resolve it.
Sure.
Can I roll negotiations if she's translating for me?
Sure. You'll need to roll negotiation, and then do you have an actual die pool in
Negotiations?
Japanese? Okay, you don't.
No, I do not. I have it in all the other languages.
I have. What's your negotiation at, Ross?
10.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay, so I need Yuki to roll charisma plus intuition, and then I need Steve to roll negotiation.
Okay.
Charisma.
Well, I did my part.
3 plus intuition.
Mm-hmm.
3, 6. Okay. Oh, okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Okay, and how many successes did Steve get?
I got 3.
3 successes. Okay. It doesn't move to attack you, but it insists again that in the exact same phrasing that you need to put the books back. You're kind of getting the sense that subtlety is lost on this gigantic skeleton.
Okay.
Okay.
Big stupid skeleton.
Can I? Do I see this too? Because I've not. Or are they telling me about it? Because I know I haven't gotten my scroll yet.
No, I took both.
Oh, you took both? Okay, I thought. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure for that. Okay. Can I do a sensing check to see if this is actually more of an illusion, or is this actually a threat?
I think you have spellcraft.
Ritual spellcraft casting, or
No. Yeah. Go ahead and do a sensing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sensing. All right. Because we might be dealing with just an illusion that somebody's using on us. Oh yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6s.
It's not an illusion, per se. I mean, it technically doesn't actually exist, but like it could physically harm you. But like this kind of magic, like there's got to be somebody nearby controlling it. Probably somebody who can see it directly.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, perception to see if anybody is watching us that we can't see at the moment.
Okay.
I'll roll perception too.
I will try with my 3 dice, and that will be.
Yeah, I did not see anything.
3 successes. Do I notice anyone paying attention to us?
Mm-hmm. Around the corner, you see the broad brim of a witch hat sticking out around the corner.
I slowly back away from the skeleton and start inching my way that way.
Let's make like we're gonna put it back on the pedestal.
Yeah.
I will very, very slowly backpedal and be excruciating polite to the giant skeleton as a distraction.
You're cutting
Yeah,
in and
I'm
out a
gonna
bit there, Ross.
As you move to put the act like you're putting the things back, you go towards one of the other rooms, and very sneakily looking over your shoulders, you notice that a girl in a like a witch costume comes from around the corner and is very slowly following you while keeping an eye on the skeleton.
Okay.
Okay. Now that I see her, and forgive me for just the ignorance on this, with counterspelling, would that be after a direct to do that? Would that be a direct attack on me when that would work, or could I do that to interfere with her control over this?
You can't interfere with her control over her summon apart from like asking her to stop or knocking her out.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then if I were to do a mana bolt basically like behind me to try to knock her out, would that be very obvious to everybody else in the room?
It would be obvious to her.
Okay, if
Yeah.
she said that, okay. So I'm going to see if I can wait until she gets close
All right.
enough in order to do that.
I'll turn to the woman since I identify and says, "Look, I'm going to make an assumption, but there is a woman in the basement who is possessed by a ghost, and we're trying to resolve that, and we need these documents to do that. And if you can't." I would very much appreciate. I don't think you're here as part of the legitimate security staff. So maybe we should just look our separate ways. So
she's a little bit surprised because she thought she was being extremely clever in her following of you and was not noticed. So she like squeaks a little bit, but gathers her composure and points at you, and the skeleton does the same. And she says, "You're trying to steal, and that's bad."
Wait,
Oh,
how
no.
old is this girl?
She's a kid. She's a teenager.
What?
Little girl, do you know of cultural theft?
Really?
what we're trying to say is these were already stolen, and we're trying to return them to their rightful owner.
She shakes her head. "It's my job to protect this museum from thieves, and you're thieves."
Oh no! Is she gonna punish us in the name of the movie?
God damn it! It took me a second to realize where you were going with that.
Yeah. I'll actually just look at her and say, "Look,
No,
I
don't.
understand your reservations and what this looks like too, but there is a more serious issue, and we're afraid that something worse with us, like than the skeleton, will come up and hurt other people now."
I've
want to
always
prevent
been
that.
proud of the fact that I've never struck a child, but I'm ready to be proud of something else today.
I'm sorry, that's just such a great line. Can we just go out on that? Just knock her out.
God, just
Just bonk her around the head and let's be done with
Sure,
it.
let's assault the teenage girl. That makes us the good guys, right?
No,
I think I should point out I am a mandated reporter.
no. Please.
Only in real life.
All right. So I will attempt to negotiate with her and try and convince her to go downstairs with us and see the thing. Like, it will still be in the building. And then she can see what the thing is. All the while convincing her, no, these were stolen, and we're returning them to their owner. You're helping the thief here, by protecting them because these do not belong in a museum. They belong with the people, that they, who made them. So I'm just trying to work
I'm going to ask her what her name is.
Serena.
Oh my god.
I should have known. I should have known. I look at her and say, "Don't you mean Usagi?"
She doesn't understand your old person humor at all.
Oh my god, I feel so old. I have an existential
God.
crisis.
All right, so can I
I'm
roll
surprised she didn't
negotiation?
call us dweezels.
Okay.
Just going back to the 90s, folks.
So if I could roll negotiation for that line,
Yeah.
I went ahead and rolled, and I spent a point of edge after I rolled. That lets me reroll all the failures, right?
Correct.
All right, so that I get 6 successes.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
She's not exactly buying into it, but she's willing to go downstairs with you.
Yeah. All right.
It's kind of becoming obvious that, like, as far as the magical protection of the museum goes, like, she's it. Like, she's legitimately on staff to watch the museum. So the fact that she's a teenager means her magical power is probably considerable.
Okay.
'Cause why else would you hire a minor, right?
Right. Well,
Right.
capitalism exploitative, but it was my answer. But that works too. It could be both. So
Jesus Christ, Steve, can you save the
well, the
politics
thing
for
is-
one day?
Well, no, the thing is that they're not paying her is because it's an internship.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Yes. She's exposure.
There you go.
Exactly.
It's
Oh,
the
God.
experience of the
Ugh.
job.
All right,
That's
so
a-
we take the elevator to sub basement 2. We'll skip basement 1 and just she won't have to know about that.
You have to go to sub basement 1 to get to the elevator to sub basement 2.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the elevators aren't direct.
Okay, so we'll just tell everybody to stay in the control room and not everyone be cool. And we'll just go straight to sub basement 2.
I'm keeping my child punching fist limber.
It concerns me with how happy you sound saying that.
So
Low
Essence
essence
less
is a
than
hell of a
one.
thing. Yeah.
But anyways, I'm working again, just trying to convince her that this is the right thing to do. That there are spirits in there, and that those spirits are being imprisoned against their will. That they want to be returned in their rightful place. And now they're so angry that they possessed someone in there, and it's really bad. And we need the sutra and the poems to placate these poor angry spirits. It's slavery.
I'm gonna switch gears here a little bit. Are you still remotely monitoring the cameras? Like, did you set up?
I was actually going to ask, like, when we stopped by the first floor, like, could I just go back into the control room and dissociate myself from these people, or is she going to make a stink about it if I try to break off?
So you don't have remote monitoring on the cameras?
I have it connected to my comm link, but I'd kind of like to be there in person just in case.
Okay.
But, yeah, I am monitoring the feeds.
You hear the sound of automatic weapons being discharged.
Oh, Jesus.
And as you check the feeds, about 20 or so dudes dressed in oranges and blacks, wearing the ugliest Halloween masks you've ever seen,
No.
kick down the front doors and start harassing the guests, screaming, "It's Halloween, bitches!"
So while we're all walking, I'm going to say, guys, I'd hate to break this wonderful conversation Steve has here trying to do his moral argument bullshit, whatever, but it seems like Halloween has come early in the form of the Halloweeners who are currently raiding the front entrance of the museum. That might be a problem for multiple reasons, because they've brought guns and are using them.
Okay, yeah, you should go deal with that, Usagi. You're on staff, so we'll take care of this now that we have.
She immediately turns hostile, and she's like, "How do I know that you didn't bring them?"
Okay, what's the bigger concern? Who brought them here, or the fact that they're here and they're shooting at people?
Well, because we would be attacking you if we were doing that. We're not attacking you. We're trying to go fight them. We'll even send help. Like you, Miss Street Samurai, you can go help and be non-violently take them down because we don't believe.
I crack my knuckles like Bruce Lee.
See, teen hero groups are all the rage now. Go.
Yeah.
Have your name established. Get that exposure.
Exactly. Have a team up.
Street Samurai with a Maho Shoujo.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
we will go down there and deal with it.
It writes itself.
Yeah, we'll sell way more issues this way, especially if the cover is provocative.
Okay, well, she wants at least 2 of you to come with her to deal with the Halloweeners.
I have to go speak Japanese. I can't go.
You've got a collection of problems here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You don't need to necessarily read Japanese right now, because that's just when you start to disassemble the statues of Ungo and Agyo.
Yeah, that's for the poetry. Yeah,
that's what you need the poetry for. So you need someone who can speak Hindi, because you're going to need someone to read the sutra. But here's the thing: the sutra is kind of long, so it's going to be kind of an involved process. So the ghost is going to just sit there and let you exercise it. It's probably going to command the Razor Girl to attack you. So ideally, somebody with some combat experience to distract her lethal abilities is going to.
I'm probably going to have to read the sutra, right?
I'm going to have to read the sutra because you can't read Sanskrit.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna need a capable fighter to deal with the ghost while Manaka.
So Cassandra, what's more exciting here? Fighting a bunch of regular, run-of-the-mill, everyday, boring street gangers, or fighting a ghost-possessed Razor Girl? Huh? It's like you, but with a ghost inside of it.
I don't know. I don't think sending the the magical girl into the storage container with the highly valuable artifacts, and the Razor Girl is going to be a great...
No. Cassandra, like our street samurai.
No, I'm talking to Cassandra. Serena's
Oh,
going to
shit.
go take care of... Yeah.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Serena will
Yes,
go up. And
that
deal
does
with
sound like a very worthy opponent.
All right, let's go. Bye, guys. I'm taking Cassandra.
All right.
You're like, if I'm gonna have to go into danger, I'm taking the most expensive asset we have.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking here.
All right. I'll go up and help Serena. I can be at least maybe I can negotiate con or lie to them and try and confuse them. Anyways,
They are Halloweeners, so they're not that bright.
okay.
Okay, so you take the elevator back up to the first floor, and while Cassandra and Menachem get in the elevator to go to the sub-basement, and Menachem, you're getting a call on your comlink.
Oh, okay. Hello? Yes?
Steve, what the fuck?
Is that
Who
a
dis?
client?
New phone.
No, that Steve
Who's
was
this?
the name of the...
Where's
Steve was the name-
Steve?
Steve's the name of the fucking curator.
I know. New comlink. Who dis?
We've reached that point.
Here, put me on.
What's the caller ID say? Who is this?
Patch me through. I'll deal with the curator. Or
All right, you know what? I will do that. Yeah, so. Yeah, Steve gets a call.
Hey,
And
this is Steve. What's going on? So lies, secrets and lies, secrets and lies.
That's not a lie. Your name's Steve.
It is-
Yeah,
it
so
This is, in fact,
if you want to roll con to impersonate.
4
Steve.
successes. Pretty good.
Nice.
Okay. This is Officer Bennett, who's extremely pissed that they just got a shit ton of alarms, and they've been told there's gunfire in the area. So you have all of 2 seconds to explain what the fuck is going on, or he's sending the fist down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a well, there was a miscommunication with our performance art group. They're imitating. They're dressed up as the Halloweeners, and they're doing, a flash mob performance piece for our
Scare
guests.
prank.
Yeah, scare prank.
my God.
It's the latest trend, and
Halloween hostages.
yeah, Halloween
Oh my
hostages.
God.
They have firecrackers. They have blank firing weapons. I'm not sure. I thought this was happening. I thought they were doing this for Thanksgiving, which they're doing. Like, it's complicated. But anyways, they're doing it for Halloween. The schedules got confused. I should have alerted you. I'm sorry. So anyways, I'm on and on and on about the flash mob thing. So yeah, it's
Okay, so
Anyway,
go ahead
it's
and roll
super
con.
lit.
yeah. All right, another lie. Okay, more lies. I will spend a point of edge to re-roll that because I think I need more than 1 success for that.
I feel like you're gonna.
Yeah. So that's 4 successes again.
He's not going to pull the trigger yet, but he's definitely doubtful. He's like, why the fuck would you not tell me that you're going to send a flash mob in with guns? The fuck are you thinking, Steve?
So while this is all going on,
Yeah.
I'm hurriedly writing an email and backdating it and making it look like he forgot to send it.
Yes.
And I'm sending. There you go. Yeah. I'll mark it as spam. I'll put a meta tag in it that says spam, so it ends up in the guy's spam folder. And then I'll send a text to Steve saying, "You sent the mail. It went to spam. Tell him to check his spam folder."
Yes, I do that thing.
And what do I get? I get 3 on my spoof for the spoof email I'm sending.
I love this so much.
It's kind of a shitty email, but to be honest, he hates the director. So you're just barely getting away with this, but he's super pissed.
Yeah, no, I'll
He's
take.
like, if I hear so much as a mouse squeak in your general direction, I swear to God, Steve. And then he just hangs up on you.
Other than the automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Well, that guy was rude.
I said I cleared that. They're blanks. Remember? So,
They're blanks as we hear the hospital vehicle.
set off the jammers.
Mice, however, are not approved, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
All right. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, that was fun.
Okay. So So your two main concerns right now is you need to lure out and distract the Razor Girl while you read the sutra, and you also need to figure out a way to get a bunch of gangers to leave your party. As they've taken hostages and have automatic weapons, and you've been told you're not allowed to kill anyone.
You know what?
I'm
I have an
brushing
idea.
up on my Lotus Sutra, so that's all your problem.
I know it's simple, but I with Serena looking, how well can you control the skeleton?
She blushes. It's really more of a scary thing.
But what if I gave you a little bit more oomph to it, specifically describing how I could actually utilize a poltergeist spell into that to make things fly around it's like the foyer of the museum where they're holding the party, have it smash into things, have some random items hit that they've pissed off the great skeleton that protects this museum and scare them off.
That sounds ridiculous, but you don't really have any other plan.
Nope, unless we can do anything else too. Trying to think of any. So I do have. Yes, let's see, summoning it too, but that won't do anything, and it's not in my spell list. So, or if you wanted to
Summoning
do
is
that,
for calling actual spirits. That's different than it's not a spell. That's just a skill that you have. Yeah.
So, alrighty. And would this go into ritual spell casting if I were to set that up?
That's something else entirely. That's like something that you would do over the course of like a day. Ritual spellcasting is usually more
Ritual
involved.
spellcasting is like telling the future, figuring out where someone is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just basic spellcasting then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can give that a try in conjunction with hers if that works. And then who else was with us going up?
I think everybody other than those two.
Everybody else?
I mean,
if they were able to hide in positions where once we started the fray of different items, they could try to fire into they could try to fire at the Halloweeners, maybe mildly wound a couple of them.
Can I try secrets and lies on the Halloweeners first? I think I have an idea for a bluff. Make it basically get a bunch of bottles of champagne and booze and just like, hey, you're here, I'm so glad, and just give them all the booze and hope that like if are Halloweeners more motivated by just rock and roll, let's party and have fun, or is it like we're serious criminals enterprise and we want money and profit?
Well, they're a bunch of thugs and they definitely enjoy causing mayhem, but yeah, they are also kind of interested in money.
Okay.
So because it's Halloween, that's kind of like Christmas for them.
Okay.
That's like every year on Halloween, it's their favorite day. So they just fuck shit up and break everything where they get a chance to.
Okay. So if I just if I just act like they're supposed to be here and give them lots of booze, would that possibly placate them?
Well, and the other thing you could do is give them loot.
Yeah.
So if you could convince everyone to give up their watches and purses and cred sticks.
All right, I will talk to the guests and be like, I will tell them that they're on a new prank show, and if you could all just play along. One of our guests, we're not telling one of our guests, and so they think it's real, but if you could all give your jewelry and everything and hand them to them and make it look real, you'll get it right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, I came in at a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to go ahead and roll con again.
Yeah.
This is the skill for the night, apparently.
No kidding.
You could just lie. That's all you need.
Like Aaron said, fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Is 3 successes going to be enough, or am I should I spend?
You're gonna want more.
Right.
You're gonna want more.
All right, I will spend that third point of edge to get, let's see, 3 more successes, so 6 total.
Yeah, so this bullshit actually manages to work.
I
The
have one edge
Halloweeners are
left, so I can only do
satisfied.
this one more time, basically.
The Halloweeners are satisfied because they're like flipping over tables and shit. They're throwing food everywhere.
Yeah.
They're just grabbing whatever they want, and then people are lining up to hand them their valuables, which they're stuffing into like pillowcases, like it's a fucking trick or treat
So good.
They are gonna get so much cram.
Everyone is having the time of their lives because
Except for that one guy.
the rich people were like, "Oh my god, this was really scary. I didn't expect this party to be actually interesting." Serena has no idea what the fuck is going on, and she does not trust you people at all.
And you know
Actually,
what? With good reason.
I actually just look at her, go like, I'm kind of with you that one. I didn't expect this.
You should be trying to win her over. Anyway.
No, I'm just thinking, no, I didn't expect the Grand Con to work. That's why I was trying for, spooky skeleton Halloween party.
This is really not helping your image in her mind that you guys are thieves, because you literally just convince people to give their valuables to thugs. So,
no.
Look, the employer doesn't want bloodshed. The employer said nothing about redistribution of wealth. All right,
all right. So that's going to be a little bit of a cluster jam. So let's go down to the basement.
Oh boy! So what is this? Oh, money.
When the doors open, there's a very angry-looking woman standing between the statue of Ungunago, blade drawn.
Cassandra, it's all you!
I will awkwardly stand there a second trying to remember the Japanese phrase, and I'll be like, Kisama no aite wa watashi desu, and charge at her.
Okay.
I intend on disarming her if possible.
Okay, roll initiative.
How do I do that?
You take your initiative value and roll that many dice.
Is it just
It's under special attributes.
okay.
On the top.
Okay. Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah, you're gonna roll that number of dice, and then however many hits you get, you add to that number, and that's your initiative.
Okay. Oh, that's a bad roll. Okay, so I somehow rolled 11 dice, got 2 hits. That's a 13.
you could spend a point of edge to reroll all the failures.
I think I will, actually. So,
Actually, if you spend edge on initiative, you just automatically go first.
oh, for serious?
Yeah,
For serious.
you can just.
Let's
you can
do that then.
Okay.
So if you want to try and disarm her, you're going to need to use your blades skill.
Okay.
So blades is
I
what you're
will-
going to be using for the majority of this, because you can use
Yeah.
that to block and you can use it to attack.
This seems like disarming might be a little harder than just normal hitting, so I will pre-spend edge and hope for some 6s.
Good call. Good call.
Bridget, I
So-
rolled a 12 for my initiative.
Okay.
Oh, should I roll too?
Oh my.
Yeah, everybody that's down there.
So, on my blades skill, which I believe started at 7, yes, I have 5 hits, 4 of which are 6s. So I'm going to roll 4 more dice. So 6 total successes.
Nice.
Okay. It's unfortunately not enough to make her lose her grip on the sword.
Oh no.
Let's see. Menachem, what did you get for your initiative?
11.
Okay. So that means, Yuki, you're going to get your chance to go, and then it's going to be Menachem.
All right. Cassandra, what was your blade score from before?
How many successes or how many?
How many dice do you roll?
7 normally, 11 with edge.
Okay. I am also going to charge the blade girl and pre-spend edge as well. For my blades, I'm going to pull out a knife and do the same.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Okay. No, that is not good enough to get her to drop her sword.
Okay.
Menachem, on your turn, I assume you're just going to start reading from the Lotus Sutra.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the girls do their thing here and stay out of that.
Okay.
This is clearly not a man's
Better
world.
do your auctioneer patter thing here.
I'm just like, oh god, this is like my bar mitzvah all over again.
Okay. The swings from the Razor Girl are a little clumsy because they're being directed by a ghost, but definitely they have a lot of strength behind them. So, Cassandra, I need you to roll either dodge or roll blades if you want to try and parry.
Is there a mechanical difference between parrying and dodging?
No.
Okay, in that case, I will dodge because I'm a bit better at that. 3 successes.
Okay, just barely you get out of the way. Like, you can feel the wind from it.
For sure.
All right, so initiative wraps back around, and it's your turn again, because I'm assuming you're going to use your adrenal gland.
Yeah, sure. I will attempt once again to disarm. I mean, I figure at least taking time, if not succeeding. And I will get 4 successes this time.
Okay.
Not a bad roll.
No, not bad at all, but still, despite the possession, very skilled and accomplished combatant, do not disarm. Which means that it's your turn again.
Is there some way to apply a disadvantage tactically? Like try to trip her up or make some kind of terrain-based advantage?
Yeah, you could run interference, and that would help Yuki out. Or if you wait a turn, Yuki can run interference for you.
Yes, I will. I will shout something to that effect and simply continue to press my attack, just to occupy her while we get ready for that.
Okay.
This one's not quite so good. 2 successes.
Okay. So that'll just give a bonus to Yuki's check. We're moving on to round 2, and again, you're like super amped up, so it's your turn. So you can go ahead and attempt to add to that again if you want.
That is exactly what I'll do. 3 more successes.
Okay.
Just trying to get in her face and, crush down all of her available
Dodge, tip, duck, dive, dodge. Okay, alright, Yuki, is your turn, so you want to attempt to shut her down?
Mm-hmm.
Get that sword away from her?
Sure. Alright, no edge this time. 2 successes.
Yeah, between the two of you, it's enough to distract her long enough to disarm her. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean she's not dangerous anymore, because she does, have robot arms.
Yeah, I just didn't want to break the sword.
So,
Oh, I guess CQC isn't going to be super helpful.
so Manaka moves on to the next verse of the Lotus Sutra.
Namu. God, oh, God. This is really distracting you guys. Is there any way you could take this outside?
And
Absolutely not.
the Razor Girl lays into you, Yuki, with some punches. So what do you have dodge?
I have dodge.
Okay, want to go ahead and roll your dodge?
Yeah. 6 dice. 2 successes again.
Okay, that's not enough. So you're going to go ahead and take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And she's got hardened bones, so it's lethal damage.
Oh, shit.
It's not like getting hit from somebody and you take stun damage. I mean, like she can and will kill you.
And will.
All right,
It has been
Cassandra, it's your turn again.
I will see her punches and raise her some more punches with 3 successes on attack.
Okay. So you're trying to wound her? Or you're just trying to stun her?
Oh, I have armor. If that helps.
Yeah, I knew about your armor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no bloodshed was the injunction, and I don't fear for my life yet, because I'm kind of an idiot.
You should fear for mine.
So, I'm going to go with the 3 successes towards just stunning or incapacitating, not trying to actually kill anybody.
They'll just inflict your normal unarmed damage and stun. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then you want to go ahead and do that one more time?
Yeah, and my unarmed attack is 2S, apparently. So, 1 success. Not so great.
No, not so good. But again, you're top of the initiative, so you gotta go ahead and...
My fist kind of hurt. I did the Jackie Chan, back and after hitting it the first time. Didn't have quite enough time to hit her the second time.
I can picture that perfectly.
So 3 successes on top of the initiative. Still more stun-based Gesundheit.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, so you deliver a little more stun damage. You get an insider guard, giving her some flacking.
Doing that body work, getting on the inside. Vicious hooks.
What are you up to, Yuki?
Work that body, make sure you don't hurt nobody.
You gotta work the body there, Rock. Work it.
Shoot.
That gif, pound the fucking body.
Yes.
Can I? I want to use unarmed combat to knock her prone. If that's a thing I can do.
You want to grapple her, or you want to trip her?
Tripper. I don't
Okay.
think I could contest her in like pure strength. I'm gonna go
Sure.
full Aikido.
Sure. Yeah, you can use your unarmed to try and trip her.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay, yeah, actually you get in a lucky sweep and it knocks her down.
Yeah.
Menachem,
Sweep the
you feel real good about your pronunciation. You're just flying through these verses. You figure you got
Yes.
about 2 more left.
I'm getting a rhythm here, ladies. Yeah, this is easy. This is the hard work.
Why
Yeah.
are you saying that? Say verses.
Okay.
You're not here.
Cassandra, it's your turn, and she's struggling to stand up.
Sure thing. Does additional success make more damage happen in this game?
No.
No. Okay, in that case, I will simply do a standard unarmed attack to throw her a boot party.
You're just going to stomp on her while she's down?
Wow.
Correct.
Ugh.
Cold-blooded.
That is 3 successes.
Okay, yeah. That'll go past her defenses because she's a little bit on the floor.
A little bit on the floor. Minor case. Come down to the minor case of being on the floor.
Okay, so you inflict more stun damage. She's looking a little woozy, but I mean, with the possession, it's hard to tell if that's different or not.
The newest performance-enhancing drug. Possession by a ghost.
That's literally a thing,
You
Rob.
get 2 more rounds of stamps in.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to. You've just gone full God hand on her now at this point. Just.
Yeah, I'm just Cossack dancing on her while she tries to stand. Only 1 success on the next one. Holy, 4 successes on the third one.
Okay, so she gets her arms up to block the first set, but the second set definitely she's taking
So I switched down to the stomach area.
much more stun damage. Yuki, it's your turn. Your opponent is on the ground, being hyper stomped.
This is fucking primitive at this point.
I mean, it was either this or one of you, gets the arms under hers, and the other just starts working her stomach. So either way,
Can I sit on her and start wrapping her in duct tape?
I mean, yeah.
All right. What do I roll for that?
I would probably roll unarmed because that's like the closest thing I have to impromptu bondage.
Okay.
oh
A
man, this is
useful
going to end
skill
up.
on any Halloween.
I knew knowledge shibari would come in handy.
No.
Okay. I spent edge to re-roll all my failures, and I got 2 successes again.
Okay, well, I mean, like, you're pinning her down, but, like, getting the duct tape out is a little bit difficult.
Okay.
Menachem coming up on the home stretch here.
Yeah, I'm like wiggling my body, grooving like I'm doing a song for some reason, even though this is like the least musical thing you've ever heard. Namu
Accompanied by
Ringo
percussion.
Tatamanya. This is all part of the ritual, ladies. Trust me, I'm an expert.
Okay, so she's going to try and grapple you, Yuki. So you have a couple options here. You can attempt to resist her in strength, or you can get up off of her.
I'm gonna get off of her.
Okay. Cassandra, it's Stomping Party.
Yeah, I will continue to sing her the song of her, enteric circulatory system.
Okay.
3 successes.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We're filling these stun boxes.
I'm going to stomp a mud hole in this lady.
This is turning into a hate crime.
It's real bad.
Well, I mean, she does have a sword and is trying to kill you. Like, I mean,
She no longer has a sword.
I was about to say, yeah, we're past having the sword.
All right, Yuki, what's your next action?
Oh, me that quickly? Oh crap. Shoot.
Look, we've got plenty of zip ties. Just get them around her thumbs or her wrists or something.
or
Yeah, sure. I'll go for the zip ties this time. It seems better.
All right, go ahead and roll unarmed.
Hey, 3 successes.
Nice.
Yeah, you get an arm locked down.
Yay.
Zip ties are 1 new yen for 20, by the way.
So Menachem finishes reading the Lotus Sutra, and surprisingly enough, like, it does work. Like, you can see a ghostly apparition of what looks like a man in really dented armor, missing the lower half of his torso, just sort of like rise out of her and then fade away.
I will pull down one eyelid and stick my tongue out at the apparition.
And it immediately comes back tenfold.
Now that she's no longer possessed, the Razor Girl's head just lolls to the side because there was a little bit of the ghostly possession that was keeping her going, but she's definitely going to be unconscious for a little while.
Good, we can leave her. We can leave her behind. She can take the fall.
just like slump her up against the door to the room the guards are in.
And just write, I did it.
You know what?
Despite my hand being tied. Yeah,
we're gonna do this.
At least until we leave, I'm gonna make her a couple friendship Ziploc bracelets. Or
like I said, we got
bracelets.
plenty. Go for it. Yeah.
Just write all work and no play. Make Jane a dull razor girl for the wall.
And then I'll zip a message over to Steve saying, "Hey, I took care of the problem. Everything's a-okay down here. You're welcome."
All right.
It was all me.
Let's start getting. While Maho Shoujo is distracted, let's start moving shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go try and find a forklift.
Statues.
Yeah.
Or should we? Let's take care of the statues first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back.
You need the forklift because you need to remove the statues in piecemeal. But yeah, you need to go ahead and recite some poetry.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out a shide and give it to the Buddhist priest. Like, I was only a shrine maiden for like a summer. An actual priest will probably do better.
All right, let me see here. There
Let's
once
go-
was a man
let's go with
from
that.
Nantucket.
No. Here. Take this stick thing with the paper and wave it around gently. I'm gonna open.
Wait, hold on. I think I saw some paper in the security room. I can make a Harisen. That'll work, right?
No.
Just slap
please,
each other with it.
Please no.
So do I need another religion roll to make sure I get this correct?
No, just swing it gently. Just swing it gently. It's fine.
Okay. You quote from Issei Monogatari.
Karagoro mo kitsutsu nishi tsumashi areba haru baru kinu uru dabi o shi zo omou.
Work.
The malevolent air that had filled the sub-basement is slowly dissipating.
Yay! I clap twice.
And bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yo!
Please no.
Okay.
Title of this adventure is The Weed Gets Everyone Killed.
Just gonna come back with like a big kabuki wig at some point here. I got this, guys. No worries.
That's theater. That's not. It's not for this. No.
Just starts crossing her eyes. Ooh.
Please no.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
You can
All right.
forklift now.
I'll get on the forklift. All right. So.
If there's more than one, I'll also get a forklift. If not, I guess I'll just kind of help
we need
direct.
to hurry. We're okay
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
now, but I don't know how long the secrets and
Yeah.
lies can hold out.
Well, actually, no, wait. I got to take care of the tags. So yeah, I'll start duplicating tags and then getting rid of the old ones,
Yeah.
or using the tag eraser on the old ones, so that everything looks like it's still here.
Okay. So what we're going to do is an extended pilot groundcraft test. Anybody who wants to pilot a forklift can contribute to the pool.
Okay.
So every time you roll is going to let me know how many periods of 15 minutes it's going to take.
I do not have that.
Okay.
But anyone who has that
I
should
can add-
fucking roll.
Is this edgeworthy?
Yes.
I can add one. Yes.
Okay,
It
yeah.
might
I
be.
mean, I've got 8, so I'll go ahead and do edge and roll 12
yeah.
dice.
Damn, you got edge for days.
Go for it.
First success is, or first roll is 5 successes.
Okay. Plus, who else is rolling?
I am.
I can roll my 1. So.
No.
Maybe not.
No.
This is the best
Yeah,
fucking
because
roll I've ever seen.
if you roll a 1 and get a 1, you'll glitch, and it will contribute to making everything take long.
I do
I
have 2 edges that are unspent, though. So
Aaron,
I
just
have
it's fine. We got this.
8
Yeah,
successes, 5 of
Nice.
which
yeah,
are
never mind.
sixes.
Okay, so keep
So
rolling
I have
those.
to keep rolling.
Yeah, that's fine. That just
Oh,
means you're
right.
really hoofing it.
Exploding dice? I don't
yeah,
remember if they're a
so-
thing.
Wait, well, we-
If you
Yeah, that's
spend
when you
edge,
spend edge before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
pre-spent. So that ends up on 11 successes.
Okay.
Basically, Cassandra
you-
plays Forklift Simulator, and she's MLT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like my
dent.
main time waste.
Fucking speed running this shit.
You're about a quarter of the way through getting everything loaded onto the truck. So I assume you're starting with the big statues. So you've got
yes.
Ungyo folded up and packed away.
Nice.
So that leaves the other statue and then the two big shipments of the boxes.
Okay.
So let's go for roll number 2.
All right. Probably no edge this time. I want to hold on to 1 just in case there's a gotcha.
It's always good to have one to not die.
Oh,
4
yeah,
successes.
that said, yeah, I got 4 successes as well.
Okay. You're about halfway done. You get Agio packed up and set in the truck.
Now we've got the sundry other stuff.
All right, and the third set one. 4 successes again.
5 successes. Jeez.
Burn that edge.
Okay.
Forklift like your life depended on it, because it kind of does.
So the Halloweeners have wandered off to something else, but they kind of left a bunch of broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sort of like running away with people's stuff. So now you're starting to have a problem. And
This is this. Oh, now I
you have a
remember
bunch
when-
of rich people who are all like hopped up on booze,
Yeah.
who've just been robbed, and like they're starting to realize that hey, those are real bullet holes.
Damn your observational skills.
Hey, the plate spun for longer than any of
Yeah.
So, yeah. Question with the light spell is that with the manipulation is that just dimming them or accelerating, making them brighter?
Yes.
Either one.
Somebody hit. It's like somebody hit the radio dance party. Distract them with that while we're getting out.
Don't have a dance party on broken glass. That's not good.
They're wearing shoes.
So well,
They're rich. They can afford new feet.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
drunk. They could fall
Oh yeah.
in
That's,
blood.
Oh,
yeah. Get them away from the broken glass. Tell
yeah. Take them into the other one of the other halls.
Oh,
where
one more
there's not
secret
glass
lie. I have another. All right, we're all gonna have the big finale. There's gonna be a concert by Lady Gaga 3.0.
You son of a bitch.
And I'm spending edge, and I get. Let's see here. 6 successes again. Last point of edge.
2.0 got caught in a drug spree.
Unfortunately, everybody's kind of tired of your secrets and lies, and they're not really buying in.
Okay.
So,
I just
go ahead and roll your pilot groundcraft again.
Well, okay, I'll just say she'll be right here. Just a second, and I go in the elevator. It's like, guys, we need to fucking hurry.
Fine. Flash pop. Just
Yeah.
So, can I get the next round of pilot groundcraft?
4 successes.
5 successes.
Okay. Unfortunately, you're not done, but definitely it's like home stretch. The problem is Menachem, you're getting a call on your comm link.
What's the caller ID say?
It's Officer Bennett.
I sent a text message. Steve, the guy's calling again. Handle this.
Hey,
I
Officer
forward
Bennett.
it.
How are you?
I fucking told you, Steve. I told you. You
What?
didn't listen to me.
I'm
You've got 2 minutes to clear out of there, or I'm busting skulls of anybody we find.
Oh yeah, no, of course, Steve, Officer Bennett, please. It's fine. Like, so yeah, I'm just trying to bullshit. I'm trying to delay it a little bit. So that I have no more edge to spend, but I get 3 successes. So I'm just buying time, just trying to like. Well, tell me exactly what happened in excruciating detail. Well, like, was like? Let's
Explain it to me like the idiot that you think I am.
Yeah.
All right, so you've bought about 5 minutes of time.
Okay.
But here's the problem: is you still have items you need to move, and it's going to take about 15 minutes probably to finish loading the truck, assuming you continue to roll well.
Okay. So, how long would it take the response team to show up?
It's going to take the response team only a few minutes to show up, so they're definitely going to be here before you finish unloading everything.
Okay.
But you've got about 5 minutes to figure out what you want to do about that.
I can't think of any other distractions at this point. Unless we could send the distraction cars now. And tell them, some of the rich people grabbed some of the things. Look at those AR tags. Yeah, this party got out of hand.
Wait, the Halloweeners left though, right?
Well,
Hit it on them.
Oh yeah. Well, someone took something from there. Look at the AR tags are moving. I don't know who, but look, and yeah, send one of the distraction cars away.
Okay.
And have the response team go after that. I guess I didn't think this through, Officer Bennett. You were right. I'm sorry. You're so much smarter than I am.
Steve's gonna come into work tomorrow, and like his career and entire life will be over.
Well, cultural appropriation's a bitch. So
Hey, you can go into Shadowrunning. He'll be fine.
Let's get that last roll of pilot ground craft.
Okay.
Come on, guys, you can do it. I believe in you.
Ooh, I see a lot of 6s.
Did you spend
4 successes.
edge? Okay.
5.
All right, so you finish loading the truck up, and just as you're closing the door on it,
Yeah.
You get another call from Officer Bennett.
Did you catch those culprits?
We're in pursuit now, but
yeah,
I'm sending a unit over. We're going to secure the area and start taking damage numbers. Jesus, you fucked up, Steve.
Look, meet me on, and I'll give him the side that's opposite the loading dock as far as way. Just send everybody there. That's where all the chaos is. Yeah, go. Yeah, no, I see now the error of my ways. I wish I had listened to you. You were right. I owe you a Coke. I'm sorry. So
they're gonna hang you for this, Steve.
What? Oh, I think you're overblowing the damages. I mean, it's bad. Anyway, so blah blah blah. So
I just learned an important lesson about following security procedures. I won't soon forget.
I got 4 successes on that bullshit. So
okay, so he's pissed, but he's going to plan and meet you at the front of the building.
Yeah.
Which means if you want to use your second bait card now, you can.
Yep. I'll use the second bait card now, and then we go. We get the fuck out.
He sends you a text message that just says "You're fucked, Steve."
So, since I'm routing this, I just send back a troll face.
I was going to send just a winky smiley face. So
no, this is a fully
really
animated
incensed.
3D troll face.
Yeah.
He's really incensed. It's "You're fucked, Steve." Eggplant.
All right. So by the time you roll up to the Puget Sound Harbor to meet in the agreed upon warehouse, the moon has already set, and so it is a calm, clear night with no stars in the sky because this is Seattle, so the light pollution is terrible. It looks very empty and lonely, and you can't help but feel a sense of remorse, maybe, at night's event.
Essence less than 1.
What?
No remorse.
So you pull into the warehouse, and there's a crew of people dressed in like construction worker clothes, like overalls and hard hats and stuff, ready to take the truck from you. And Katsuro-san is also there.
What's she look like?
She's a dark-haired Japanese woman in a kimono.
I pull up that image that my blogger sent me of her. Is this the same woman? The one with the blonde hair?
It is not the same woman.
All right, so I'm going to say this might be a little late to have mentioned to you guys, but
Yeah.
I don't know if this is important or not, but this lady's not who she says it is. She is. Do we care? Because this is what she really looks like, and as you can see, that's not her.
Oh, yeah, that would have been helpful. But if she has the money, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. That's why I'm only bringing it up now.
Okay, let's verify.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, well, I think we're a little past altruism at this point.
For what it's worth, I had fun.
I'm sure you did. You know, you still have blood on you, right?
Have any of your characters had a
maybe
chance
some
to
issues.
maybe see some kabuki?
I know I haven't.
I don't know if that's
Probably
reflected
not.
on my character sheet, but I
Etiquette?
feel like
Well, unless there was a particular one playing in Hong Kong.
Etiquette. I would have gone to fancy places
All right.
like that.
Sure.
I got 5 successes on an etiquette roll.
You recognize that her kimono is actually part of a particular kabuki play. This is like a costume.
Mhm.
And you recognize it as a fox spirit that is impersonating one of the emperor's daughters.
Getting with the foxes.
Well, if you have our payment, and I'm sure you do, we have reached an accord regardless of who you are. So it's fine. It's fine. I can appreciate someone who is not always honest, as someone who occasionally does that. Not always, not frequently though. But yeah. So.
But Steve, you just spent the whole night like lying to people nonstop. Oh!
Yeah.
Nice save.
Yeah, she's got a bag for you.
Okay.
It's just like a silk bag with little drawstrings, and you can hear the clinking of crud sticks inside.
All right. I will take that. Have Laser verify it, and then we will.
Not my name, but I'll start making sure the money's there.
Yeah, and then we'll
Okay.
be on our separate ways.
And she says, "With this, our pact is concluded."
Yes, it was a pleasure doing
It
business.
disappears in a
We
puff of
even
smoke.
avoided the spilling of blood almost entirely. Only a few bruises, really. No one died. It was or seriously injured. It was fine.
Sayonara there, sunshine.
Hey, I'm Menachem. I don't know if you remember me. Do you have any more of those little sweet things you gave us? Those were great. I would love. It's been a long night. I haven't had anything to eat but
my
shrimp.
God.
No, we're not part of this pact. You do that on your own.
Yeah, you can buy all the ones you want with the creds that we just got.
I said the cool
Get them
one-liner
for free
with
for
Lee.
her.
She pulls out a little box,
Yeah.
and inside the little box are some more sweets. And
Yes.
she says, if you take this, it will begin the accord anew.
The who? What now?
The accord, like a pact, a contract. Like
Oh, what does that mean?
that means like
Can
we
I-
do more work
are-
for her.
Yeah,
But
that
are they free? Is the thing.
no.
We just literally said they're not.
Look, maybe we
contract-
just have one. Okay.
No, if it means the contract begins again, you get to do another job for a bean paste.
Yeah, but we made like a lot of money tonight, right? So that's
We don't discriminate against employers as long as they have credit.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah. Why
I'm
you
not
got to be
discriminating.
bringing that into this?
yeah.
So, well, we've not agreed on any payment. I'm going with the negotiations here. We don't know what we're getting
I
ourselves
would have
into.
thought the troll would be more culturally.
She knows how to
accepting.
contact us if she wants additional work. But we will. I thank you for the offer, but we will. It is best for us to take a vacation now anyway.
Then let's just stop by Stuffer Shack or something on the way home because I'm hungry. Damn it!
All right.
Jeez, jerks.
shawarma.
Yeah.
Oh man, street meat sounds great actually.
All right.
Street meat in quotes.
That's literally how the sign is displayed.
All right.
The weird thing is that street and meat are both in separate quotation marks.
All right. So I think that ends the thing.
Perhaps
Bye, lady.
Yeah.
Freeze frame high five.
Yeah.
No one died.
Yeah. No. We
Okay.
did a lot better this time.
Yeah.
In terms of
Yeah,
the whole screwing up things.
So you get the
Heavier
full,
on the shadow, lighter on the run.
We get the full payment.
You get the full 90,000 new yen.
Yay.
nice.
You get 1 karma for dealing with the spooky, scary skeleton. You get 2 karma for taking action to make sure that no casualties happen when the Halloweeners showed up. another 2 karma for receiving your full payoff amount. And then everybody who is downstairs gets an extra bonus karma for defeating the samurai ghost.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Woo!
I'm going to call my dad tonight and let him know that I'm doing just fine without him.
So that's the end of our spooky, scary Halloween and Shadowrun special. So any questions, comments, anything you want to
I had a lot of fun.
unpack?
So our employer really was a kitsune spirit and was trying to get her spirit buddies back.
She needed to hire masterless warriors and get them to complete a task for her without spilling blood as part of a larger plot.
Okay. And
It's heartwarming.
Is it?
And
I choose to
Razor
interpret
Girl,
it
was
as
she
such.
part of the rival trying to foil the plot conspiracy, or was that coincidental?
Yes. Her goal was to show up and either take everything before you got there or stop you from taking things.
Okay. And she just angered the spirits, and
She always gets there before you. Like if you had gone to the roof, you would have noticed that she'd
okay.
tampered with the thing up there to get in.
The camera, yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thank you very much for running this, Bridget. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.